Was it Rockney Roll that was from McMinnville?
Yeah. Oh, he worked at the paper. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see he took photos for the Oregonian of the Bend teams? Did you see that in the paper?
Yeah, he's trained for him.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he is. He moved back to the area, I guess.
I don't have to hit save on this, right? It automatically saves.
It should be, yeah.
Anytime I make a change, probably.
Right. All right, Wes, if you can hear us. Going tonight.
That's awesome. Too loud?
No, to make sure everything plugged in before I check. It shows we're getting West test 1 2 team speaker user. It says we're on. Should we be in a different channel? Test 1 2 3. Make sure I'm plugged in. Test 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yes. test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it right there, Paul. Alrighty, hey, welcome. We are here for Friday Night Football. Brian Erickson, Jeff Ivey, the McMinnville Grizzlies. Coming up next against Milwaukie Mustangs. Here on AM 1260, KLYC, and YamHillCA.com. Don't go away. Looks good. Wes. Don't know what else to do.
It worked last Friday?
Oh, yeah. Where? Test. West. Five, 6, Wes. If you can hear me out there, Wes Simpkins, I can hear you. Alrighty. Test 1, 2, 3. We are here at yamhilltoday.com and hopefully on AM 1260 KLYC as well. I believe that Wes can hear us. And yes, we are talking. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we are. And not sure what's going on there, but Jeff, we are here for tonight's action. Should be fun.
It's going to be a great start to a great season, Brian, here by a young McMinnville football team as we start the season on the road, kind of in the bowl at Milwaukie.
Yes,
Middle school.
We are. Alder Creek, I believe.
Yes.
So should be fun, and we are here, and we have a beautiful night. And Jeff, one of the better junior highs.
If not the best.
If
that
not
I've
the best.
ever been to.
We'll do a little pan around here.
Yeah.
And we'll get started here shortly here and give you the lineups and kind of go about what's going on. And, well, finally football season.
Finally football season, Brian. They count now. Last week was some practice, some good practice at the Jamboree, but now it's the next 9 weeks. First part of November, and if you can be playing in December, Brian, you've had a good season.
It is. Grizzlies going for their 4th straight playoff appearance, which hasn't been done, we're thinking, since
a long time.
Probably, gosh, the 50s or 60s, somebody was saying.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but, Coach McGurven, he pulls rabbits out of the hats the last couple years. I went into a couple of the past season thinking it's not going to be that good, and then you had players like Dupuis and Colton Smith step up and kind of carry the team, and they certainly earned their way into the playoffs the last couple years, so it wasn't by any sort of fluke of the imagination or anything. They played some good, hard football, but you're replacing a lot on offense and defense out there, Brian. And McGurven's got his team ready to rumble as we were out on the field before the game, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see really where they end up this season. Long season, lots of things can happen because it's one of those things, of course, you've got to see where the things go and the ball bounces and all that thing that we talk about. However, it should be fun to see where they come in this season with a whole new group and some changes, which will make it kind of fun.
Yeah.
As we're getting ready for the national anthem here, just moments away. Glad to have you here on AM 1260, KLYC, and also yamhilltoday.com as we are working things out here and going to get things rolling.
At this time, would you please rise?
As we will stay here and listen to the national anthem. All righty, there's our national anthem as the Grizzlies were in the locker room, and the guys are coming out, and they will be coming to the center of the field to do the coin flip, it looks like, and it's kind of the first game of the year, Jeff, trying to get things all
Everybody
set up.
is, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, we're getting this thing down, though, and so
A little bit of a new venture here with the video on yamhilltoday.com. It's going to be awesome. So if you're out there and you want to watch, see how good of a game Brian really calls.
Oh,
because it's great. It's great.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
As they are coming to the center of the field. And Jeff, let's talk about these two teams here quickly while they do the coin toss. What do you expect from tonight's game?
Well, I expect some learning pains, Brian. It's the first game of the year for both teams, and they're going to have to come out here and establish a run game, in my opinion. McMinnville's got a big set of offensive linemen out there, led by Austin Cooper at 6'4", 280 pounds. You got Jacob Barnes, 6'5", 285. You got Jarrett Bauman, 6'7", 280. You put those three guys out on the field, you should be able to get some holes open for your running back. The problem is, who's that going to be? Is it going to be Kirby Hartzell tonight? Is it going to be maybe your starting quarterback? I believe it's going to be Cole Justice. Are they going to have the opportunity to get open? Do you have some receivers? Do you have somebody who's going to replace Colton Smith? Yet to be seen in an actual live action, Brian. And we know how good of a coach Ryan McGurven is to get his players to play up. Before the game, talking to him a little bit, sounded like maybe the team was a little nervous last week heading into the Jamboree. Maybe those nerves are gone now. It's game time. It means something, and they're going to come out. Milwaukie, again, a mixed bag. Not quite sure what you're going to have there. They lost 5 all-league players from a team last year, but they have 8 starters returning on offense that are seniors. So there's experience there, but were they good players that got to play a lot last year? I don't know, and that will remain to be seen to see what happens here. As looks like McMinnville has won the toss and declined to the second half. So Milwaukie will be receiving the football to start the game. McMinnville now coming out onto the field, and you see. Brian, as they come out, I was talking about those big offensive linemen. They kind of stand out when you pan over there. You can't miss them. 6'7", 6'5", and 6'3", 6'4". There's some Pac-12 schools that would like to have guys that big on their offensive line.
Yeah, and you talk about, we were down there before the game checking things out, getting some rosters. And there's some big guys on this line, and that's going to be one of the bright spots, I think, for this Grizzly team.
Offensively and defensively. Those guys are going to play a lot of two-way action. See how that goes at the end of the year, as you get into games 5, 6, 7. How much playing time are they going to have, and are they going to get worn down in any given game? It's going to be exciting, Brian. I'm really excited to see what Ryan McGurven's going to pull out. He's going to have his defense out on the field first. I think that's smart. Let those guys come out and get some hits on defense and actually go out and hit somebody before they got to protect their running back, quarterback, and wide receivers.
Well, get some things going in there and really see if they can put this Milwaukie team on their heels a little bit. Milwaukie, they don't have a lot of players on their team. They have a lot of kids who are pretty young.
Yep.
And there's a lot of freshmen on there, some sophomores.
Yeah.
They say they're not going to play the freshmen and sophomores. So really, if you look at it, Jeff, they don't have a lot of guys on that team. A lot of experience either.
Yeah, and I'm just looking down here. There's at least 15 freshmen playing or on the roster, and probably at least that many sophomores, if not more sophomores. You don't have very many seniors, and I count 2, 3 juniors. So it's going to be a young team, and again, they may have the same issue that McMinnville has: is are they going to get tired as the game goes out and goes on, and then throughout the season.
All righty. Glad to have you here on AM 1260 KLYC, also yamhilltoday.com. And the new venture, Jeff, is great. However, we are outside here tonight.
Yeah.
And the wind is blowing. It's calmed down a little bit. I won't say too much about that because it'll probably pick up as soon as I say that.
Yeah.
However, it's a great night for football. There's a lot of fans from McMinnville on the other side, starting to fill up here on the home side as well.
Yep, a little bit. When we were out on the field earlier, I was like, man, there's more McMinnville people here than Milwaukie. But Milwaukee's, maybe they're a late arriving crowd. It's kind of like the Lakers. Like 7 o'clock game, you get there about 7:15.
Well, whoops. As we look at the traffic, though, Jeff, was a little, wasn't too bad, actually, to get in here.
Only took me about an hour and 10 minutes to get here from McMinnville, so that was good.
So that's a good thing, a little bit slow down, but it's nice to be here. And it's a gorgeous, really, football field as you're right here in a bowl, and you're right here at Alder Creek Middle School.
Yep.
As we get ready for the kickoff, and kicking off for McMinnville is Matthew Washburn. We'll say a lot of names that we haven't said in a while, so here we go. Wherever, as Washburn's kick goes.
That's a nice kick.
And it's going to go through the end zone and through that pole, and we'll have that pole in the way all night long, folks. You're welcome. as the Mustangs will come out and take it at the 30-yard line. And
Kick into the end zone. Mustang ball first.
20-yard line, sorry. At the 20-yard line as they get ready to go. I know.
Well, I was going to say, maybe you were watching that CFL or the NFL game up in Canada where they had the short field.
The Raiders. Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All righty. And, Jeff, we'll go through some names here.
Look at those mountain of men right there across the front of the line defense for McMinnville, Brian. They are some big fellas right along there.
And they are going to make quarterback Nick Cooper, the senior, probably some nervous, a little bit nervous here tonight. Cooper's going to get it. He's going to hand it off and is trying to find his way, picking through the offense, and may have got back to the line of scrimmage. And we're trying to get a number on that. That's going to be 36. It's Corbin Amundsen, the senior. I think if you're Milwaukie, Jeff, you are going to try to get it to those seniors and try to get them to handle the ball most of the time.
Absolutely agree. And it was a great job of defense right there. Big old number 72 for McMinnville, Austin Upton. He's 6'4", 280. He did a great job sealing the edge on the right side of the defense.
Here is Cooper. He's going to roll out to the right. He's got pressure. He's got lots of pressure. Still going to the right. Throws, and it's knocked down. Almost intercepted there by Kirby Hartzell. Good job, Kirby, getting over there and making the ball and knocking it down.
Well, there was only one wide receiver really in the pattern for Milwaukie on that far side, Brian. Obviously, a design play to roll out to the quarterback's right, being right-handed. That's the easiest throw for him to make. And really a great coverage both over the top and underneath by the defense.
It is third down here, and we will try to get that going here for you. It is third down and 10, and make it 11 as Cooper throws to the right side, and it is caught. And then Kirby Hartzell with the tackle at about the 36-yard line. Nice job there to take him down. Going to bring up fourth and about 4.
Sean LaChapelle used his big body there, Brian. He's a big wide receiver, 6'3", 190, to go up and shield the ball, but only went down 5 yards down the field. So it brings up 4th and 5 now for the Mustangs, just past the 25-yard line.
As they get ready to come now, and they're taking some time off the clock. We'll get our clock fixed here in just a second.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think maybe both coaches want to have a quick game. Limit the. And we have a penalty or timeout? We have a penalty.
Penalty from the far side here. And so good first stand so far here for the Grizzlies on that defense.
3 and out. That's great. I don't think Ryan McGurven could have drawn that one up any better, except maybe a couple sacks. But your defense, stiff to the task here on the opening drive. Should get the ball in pretty good field position. We had a breeze kind of coming from our left to our right. It's died down a little bit, but McMinnville might have the ball within the 50-yard line here.
Here is the punt, and it's almost blocked. And it's going to be taken at the 50 and run into. But Hartzell comes and picks up the 45, and he had some room, but they are going to call it dead. They're going to call a flag. Not sure why they called it dead there, but they do. And unfortunately for McMinnville, but still great field position.
Yeah.
Going to be at the midfield just like you called.
30-yard punt that time. And McMinnville, like I said, is going to have the ball inside the 50. That's going to be pass or interference with the opportunity to catch a football, And that's a 15-yard penalty against the Mustangs. 2 penalties already for 20 yards for them.
As they come out here now, and they are going to mark it off. And they are going to mark it off way over here to about the 37-yard line.
Ball spotted on the 37-yard line. First and 10 Grizzlies.
All righty, as they come up to the ball now. And coming in there, and I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Jeff, sorry about that.
No worries.
As they come in, under center is going to be Gavin Smith. He's going to hand it off to Hartzell. Hartzell's going to roll the right side and gets across the 30-yard line. And he's going to pick up, about 9 yards there.
Excellent run.
Hartzell with a nice run. And so you're going to hear a lot of Gavin Smith. And you've already heard a a lot of Kirby Hartzell already today. And Cole Justice at quarterback. Kirby Hartzell is going to be the tailback. Also in there, Jeff, is Derek Fox.
Hartzell not a big back, 5'10", 160, but he had some speed there as he gets the ball off the left side this time. Patiently waits for his blockers and is going to pick up, still on his feet, down inside the 20, now down to that 19-yard line. Nice 9-yard pickup, just a simple handoff off the right side. And if you're a McMinnville fan right now, you got to like what you're seeing on offense.
Yeah, and the offense has been good. The defense has been good so far for McMinnville. Still early in the ball game, of course. We're at 9:31 to go in the first quarter. Glad to have you here on AM 1260 KLYC McMinnville. Also, yamhilltoday.com. And here we go. It looks like there's going to be a handoff to that Fox, I guess, who's going to run that way up there. And Fox gets his way, and there is a flag on the play. And, Jeff, it's one of those games, too, that you're going to probably see some flags, mainly because it's early in the season.
Yeah, early in the season for everybody, and referees included, as we look now down to the call. A little confusion there, and I want to make sure we got a holding on McMinnville there, Brian, so that's going to negate the nice 5-yard pickup.
Well, I think the one thing is you're going to work some things out here. Sure. You're happy with the way things are going on right now, but you don't want to have some early penalties in this ball game.
No, because it's a momentum killer right there.
Right.
You had second and about 5, and now you're first and 20.
It might be
ish.
Might have to open up here pretty soon, so it'll be fun to see what they decide to do as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Hartzell is in the backfield. Cole Justice shotgun formation as we straighten things out here. As Justice, long count. He's going to hurry up and get that off here. He's got 2 receivers over here to the right side. Bad snap. He's going to go. He's going to run to the right. He's going to throw to the right. And it's intercepted at the pole and right behind the pole. And they are going to say it is intercepted there by Brody Thompson.
Yeah, I think Cole Justice would have been better served to run that ball, Brian. He tried to force it in right along the sideline, and receiver went a little bit farther than he thought. And as a result, Cole's first pass in a football game is an interception and a turnover.
Well, the Grizzlies, I hate to say it's going to be as good as a punt, but
right.
You want to get that offense rolling.
Yes, you do.
You hate to give it to Milwaukie just like that, but that's exactly what you do. As Nick Cooper goes, he's going to hand it off to Juan Hernandez Murray, and he is flipped end over end. He gets to the 18-yard line. I get him a couple.
Pickup of 3. Nice play right there by 81 on the Matthew Washburn came in from his defensive end position and got an arm out there and just kind of threw the running back into the field of play.
As they come in here, and it looks like Milwaukee is just taking their time here, Jeff. I think you called it earlier. They just want to keep this clock running. It is at 8:05. As we got to figure something out here as they go, and there's flags in the backfield. Good job there by the offense. They're coming in there, and they do make the play. Nice job there to get in there and to come in and make the tackle. Almanson did get the carry, but there is another flag, this time a hold against Milwaukee. A couple holds so far in the ball game.
Well, you mentioned it. That's one of the things that you struggle with early on in early preseason games, Brian, is the penalties. And right there, snuck up to bite Milwaukie, going to put him back deep now. That run was out to about the 16-yard line. It's going to be half the distance to the goal, I think, for Amundsen with a loss of 2 on the carry and then an 8-yard penalty right there. Referee's trying to figure it out.
I wouldn't say preseason, however, it kind of is. Let's look at the schedule for next week for the Grizzlies. They're going to be on the road again, and they're going to be going to Roseburg to take on Roseburg. And, Jeff, that's going to be a road trip for the Grizzlies, a little bit longer than today's. And that'll be a game you can hear right here on AM 1260 KLYC and also the Yamhill Today
Interesting call there. Ryan McGurven declines the penalty, brings up 2nd and 10, Brian. Or 3rd and 10, excuse me.
As Cooper draws back, he's going to roll to his left. He's going to pitch it out, and it is caught at the 20 and then upended. And it looked like the first person there was Braden Woods. And coming up with the reception there was Amundsen. And it looks like there may be an injury timeout down there. And looks like they are going to look at him there. And we're going to.
And I think that might be Corbin Amundsen on the ground, Brian. There was an awkward tackle, a high awkward tackle, and hopefully he's going to be okay. Hopefully it's just, but they're looking at the leg, so we will never speculate on something like that.
Good crowd here tonight by the Grizzly faithful. Come over on the other side, take the little road trip up here. Jeff, other games going on tonight that we'll talk about. Aloha is at Century. South Salem is at Newburgh tonight, so not too far away. I mean, interesting game there.
And then South comes to McMinnville, in 2 weeks after that? So
yes.
South plays both Yamhill County Division, or 6A, schools. I wasn't going to say all the schools in Yamhill County, but the 2 big schools in Yamhill County.
It'll be interesting to see how the Grizzlies take on, the Saxons. Both teams have a lot of just kind of
young players
trying to figure things out.
I think that seems to be a theme with a lot of teams this year.
Yes, it does.
And smaller teams, younger, smaller teams.
We talked about it off the air a little bit. There's schools now that are having a hard time carrying a JV squad.
Yep, there are. And I think you're seeing, a result of the head concussion worries and that sort of thing. And players, I think, are going more into maybe the baseball, the track. I remember watching you at a track meet earlier this year and seeing just tons of kids out for track.
Right.
This full contact sports stuff is it can be scary as a parent. That's not what you want to see though. There with
and that's
not Amundsen.
Osric White.
Yeah.
Who is going to be coming out, and they're going to take him over to the sidelines. And here we go. It is going to be 4th down and 5, and it's going to be a weird snap and not a very good kick. And it's going to bounce at about the 35 and roll to about the 47-yard line where it's finally downed, very similar to where the last punt ended up.
It was. Yeah, very consistent 28-yard average right now for the Milwaukie punter on 2 punts.
As it is 7:10 left to go in this first quarter. Both teams, they are, I think Milwaukee's struggled on their second possession as well. Grizzlies are now going to get their second possession. Just a beautiful night here, though, of football here in Milwaukie, Oregon. Here's the pitch to Kirby Hartzell. He's going to break 1 tackle, 2nd tackle, hide step. He starts to 30, 20, gets to the pole, and he's taken down the 15-yard line. Kirby Hartzell with a great run there, showing the speed of the young fellow.
That's exactly what I was going to say, man. That was some nice speed down the sideline, pulled down at the 17. 30 yards right there by Kirby. And just, again, another simple, this off-right tackle, blocked down by the offensive line, and let Kirby use that speed down the sideline. Great play. I don't know, how many passes you're going to see out of Cole Justice if you can get Kirby going all night long.
Well, he's there dotting the I once again. He's going to get the pitch, going to roll around the left, going to find an opening. Or if there's inside the 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Grizzlies! Kirby Hartzell with a 17-yard run, and the Grizzlies score first here in 2019.
What a fantastic vision, Brian. All 47 yards of that drive, Kirby Hartzell. Not a bad rushing average so far in the game, Brian. 4 carries, 65 yards, or 65 total yards for 16 yards per carry average, and of course the 1 touchdown now. And that was a great drive to start their second possession after the turnover on their last possession.
Washburn coming on to kick the extra point for the Grizzlies. Here's the snap. It's good. The kick is up, and the kick is good as well.
Extra point is good.
6:35 left to go in the first quarter, and the Grizzlies strike first, Jeff. Not a bad, second drive there for McMinnville.
2 plays, 47 yards, Brian, and about 25 seconds taken off the clock, and that was it. It's a good drive.
That's a very good drive as they now will be kicking off. Grizzlies looking good so far in that second possession. First possession, of course, we talked about that. There was the interception, but it's nice to get things rectified, I guess, and it was on the legs of Kirby Hartzell there.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Washburn's going to get ready to kick here. And he's got...
Got to get somebody out there. Probably the guy that backs up the injured player, I'm guessing.
Milwaukie finally getting that last person there. As the ball falls off the tee.
The wind.
And the wind has been a factor here. As Washburn just kind of punted at it after it fell off. I'm going to try that over. Back to receive. Hernandez Murray back there. And I believe that's also Thompson who had the interception. Here is the kick, and another good kick by Washburn.
That's a weapon.
Through the end zone. And, Jeff, it is a weapon because it keeps them from having a return person.
Yeah, their average starting position, Brian, so far in the game has been the 18-yard line. On this is now their third possession. So you keep them pinned deep like that, they might be changing their game plan sooner than later.
It wouldn't be a bad thing. They are struggling a little bit, and I think a lot of it too, Jeff, is that pressure, and we talked about it before the game, and we're seeing it already. That offensive line doing a great job.
Yep, and that defensive line really getting pressure.
Here is the handoff going on the right side, and defensive line, nothing there. Juan Hernandez Murray, just a short gain, if that, Jeff.
And I'm thinking the officials are signaling that he fumbled the football. And has been recovered, Brian, by McMinnville. The big Hunter Robbins defensive lineman comes up with the football right at the 16-yard line. So not good ball control there by Juan Hernandez.
Head coach Colin Schaefer with his hands up, and I'm doing the same thing going, okay, not sure, but we'll take that as the Grizzlies do recover the fumble as they come back in there. And Jeff, looks like we have a quarterback change just like that. Kyron Hoskinson, and we have a flag flying in as he did hand the ball off to Tony Johnson. But Hoskinson, the other QB for McMinnville, they will bring it on back, a little procedure. And was that the third penalty of the ball game?
Second.
Okay.
Second accepted penalty.
There you go. Not a good night for penalties for some of these guys. As the wind continues to blow, as you might be able to hear through the headsets. And the camera every once in a while is getting rocked around a little bit. Almost need to get the sweatshirt on, Jeff. As you laugh.
Do you have one?
No. As here we go. Dropping back, looking, and Hoskinson, he's going to do a little pitch to the up back and going forward, breaks one tackle and gets to inside the 12-yard line. And, Jeff, the one thing that really surprised me, not surprised me on that play, but impressed me, is you look at Jacob Barnes. I think Jacob's gotten bigger over the past year. He's just obliterating the guys who are trying to take him on there on the defensive line. And Barnes, one of the big offensive linemen from McMinnville, just kind of pushed him around. 6'5", 285, and he's strong.
He's big. And that was a nice job of getting the ball up and over by Kyron Hoskinson into Alex Eddy. And Alex did a good job picking up 7 on the play.
Here is the pitch. It goes to Preston Ginter, rolls around the left side, and the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Grizzlies! Preston Ginter.
Nice run by Ginter, Brian. 2 plays again for the touchdown. Short field really helping McMinnville right now.
It is now 13-0. They are going to come on to kick the extra point. Could be a busy night for Washburn. Has been a busy first quarter already. As Washburn. Here's the snap. The kick is low, and it is straight through. And that makes it 14-0 in favor of the McMinnville Grizzlies. Great job there and a great third drive, I guess I should say, for McMinnville. And Jeff, I want to thank all our sponsors out there this season, and they are helping us out so much. And Willamette Valley Medical Center, and you got Willamette Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, also Macy and Son. Thank you so much for helping us. And we've got Mac Youth Football, who's actually been a big part of our broadcast this season. Les Schwab, McMinnville, they've done so much. And Bethany Allbound over at Edward Jones. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for them, this would not be possible.
Yeah, we would not be here, would we, Brian? And really encourage you to get out and support the local businesses in the community, Brian, that want to bring you high school football, high school athletics, high school sports. It's a great chance for you guys to come out. And if you come out, bring your radio and listen to us and support these kids that put in a lot of hours. As that ball's touched in play, and it's got to be brought out of the end zone there. A little mistake by the Milwaukie defense or kick return team. And it results in really poor field position, about the 10-yard line for Milwaukie. So their average starting field position gets even worse now. They've started on average in their 4 drives at the 16-yard line. That's going to be tough sledding right there to do anything positive. Let's see what we can get out of the Mustangs. Colin Schaefer's got to maybe change things up right here, Brian, because snowball going downhill gathers a lot of speed real quick.
Well, especially with the wind going at your, at you.
Yeah.
And that's been part of the problem here in this first quarter, because they've had to deal with a pretty good wind. And as I said, you can kind of hear it in the camera, or the, not the camera, but you can hear it in the microphones. But it is kind of showing on the camera too, because it's kind of blowing our camera around a little bit. And here we go. Here's a pass here on the inside, and it's almost intercepted. Right into the hands of Brady Watson. Wrong place to hit Brady, apparently.
Well, I was going to say, I think we see why Brady might play linebacker instead of wide receiver. Oh, he did a great job, Brian. He's playing that middle linebacker position. He's just reading the quarterback's eyes, and he sees him getting ready to throw a slant pattern to the wide receiver cutting in, and he just steps right in front and probably got a little excited. Big eyes probably, Brian, as that ball's coming right at him. But great job to knock that ball down and bring up 2nd and 10 for the Milwaukie Mustangs from their own 10-yard line. Great play.
5:25 to go in this first quarter. Here's a pass here in the near side, a little bit of a lateral, breaking one tackle across the 15. Going to get about maybe 6 yards to the 16-yard line. And I believe that's Brody Thompson with the reception.
Brody Thompson on the reception. And you can see he's got a little bit of speed right there, Brian. But McMinnville's defense did a good job recovering to bring up 3rd and 4 now. Probably going to be a pass play again here for Milwaukie. The run game has provided for -4 yards total rushing so far, first quarter.
I'd say that defense is looking pretty good right now for McMinnville. Is dropping back is Cooper, and he's going to try to just lay it down, and it is incomplete. And there is another flag on the play, Jeff.
That might be in the old offside position, because it's right at the line of scrimmage, Brian. Let's see, the officials talking it over.
Is that our 6th flag of the?
Yes.
Okay.
He's asking Coach McGurven if he wants to decline it. So, yep, they will decline it, so it won't be an accepted penalty. It was a hold.
Second one on the night, I do believe.
Yeah, second declined penalty.
Right.
Yep, that would have been the 6th one had it been accepted. So it's going to bring up 4th and 4 from the 16-yard line. And McMinnville defense doing an awesome job again. Milwaukee's offense still on the field, though. Have not subbed in their punt unit. And this is a big play in the game right here.
All righty, 4th and 4, and now I think they realize they're going to do that.
I was going to say, they were waiting to see what McMinnville might do, and again, McMinnville looking to get excellent field position.
One thing you need to talk about, once again, Jeff, this year, we are going to do the Fastenal big block of the game. We got some guys down there we're already talking about on that line.
I think anybody on the defensive line right now is in contention.
Here is Milwaukie. They get it off, a punt, and it is going to be taken at about the 46-yard line, and that is where it will be downed there by Tony Johnson. And, Jeff, we're right around that 48, 47-yard line
Yes,
again.
we are. Exactly 1 minute taken off the clock there by Milwaukee. So Mac has a chance to really just blow this thing open real quick, Brian.
Now there's 4:37 to go in the ball game. It is 14-0 McMinnville. Grizzlies having a good first quarter to start off this season.
About as good as you could hope for.
Back in there at quarterback is Hoskinson.
I like this, Brian. I think Hoskinson might be more of your passer and Justice more of your runner.
Hoskinson's got trips over on the far side. He's looking. He's going to drop it off. And it is caught at the 20-yard line. And it's going to break into the 10. No, they're going to say stepping out of bounds. And is that Aiden Coburn? Coburn with a great reception. Good pass there. I like the way that, Hoskinson comes in. Only a sophomore, Jeff.
Yeah.
6'1", but he looks like those quarterbacks we've had. And actually, if you look at Cole Justice, too. Yeah. And that's kind of the typical quarterback we've been getting throughout the last few years. You look back at Dupuis, you said. You look back also at Wyatt Smith. Yep. And Gage Gabrud.
Yeah.
And we have a timeout here from McMinnville. We have a little bit of time to talk. Gabrud, of course, fighting for that quarterback position at Washington State this year.
For sure. And he's, in there. He got into the game last week. I think he was 7 of 10 with a touchdown pass and like 135 yards in that blowout victory. It's good for him. Of course, he transferred from Eastern Washington up to Washington State. Wanted to go to big-time college football. McGurvin takes the time out there, and I'm not quite sure what he saw, but wants to talk to his players. Maybe he saw somebody a little chippiness or something at the end of the play, but that was a beautiful pass and connection right there on the rollout by Hoskinson.
Once again, I want to thank all our sponsors for making this possible. The 200 Club also helping us out this year. Thank you so much to them. Fastenal, big block of the game. We're going to talk about that. We got Les Schwab there in McMinnville. Also, Macy and Son, thank you so much. They have been awesome this year for us. Bethany Abbaum over at Edward Jones, Willamette Valley Medical Center, and Willamette Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine bringing this broadcast here on YamHillToday.com as the Grizzlies now, Jeff, trying to, as you said, blow this one open. Here is Hoskinson. He's going to drop back. He hands it off. He gets it to Hartzell. He does one little spoof, and he flicks his way into the end zone. 14-yard run. Kirby Hartzell with the touchdown.
Wow. I don't know what to say, Brian. I'm going to give you an interesting stat here in a minute about so far in the game. But this is, second touchdown for Hartzell on the game. And right now, everything going the McMinnville Grizzlies' way. As we get over here.
Here is the snap, and the kick is up, and the kick is no good. No good. So McMinnville, everything was going right until that kick, I guess.
I think so.
Well, Jeff, pretty big first quarter for McMinnville. We still have 4:21 to go in this first quarter. We're 2/3 of the way through it.
Yeah.
Not even.
I was trying to get you the time of possession, and it's not quite working out here.
Well, we can make a guess.
Let's see.
7:35. No, probably more like.
There we go. 3:10 for McMinnville, and they scored 20 points. Excuse me.
Wow. 3:10, which means there's less than that, 4 something for Milwaukee.
They are at 4.5.
There we go.
Yeah. Wow.
All righty, here we go. And the guy who's had a lot of opportunities to kick the ball tonight, Matthew Washburn, is going to come back in here. He's kicked 2 into the end zone already, Jeff. Here's another kick. It's going to be taken at about the 5-yard line. And it's bobbled, picked up, going to go straight, trying to find somewhere to go, and nowhere to go. Coming up with the big tackle, there is Hunter Robbins.
Hey, if I had to ask you where the ball's going to be placed right now without looking, what would you say?
I would say the 20-yard line.
No, how about the 15?
15, okay.
And that's where they've averaged starting 5 possessions. They've had 5 possessions. This is their 5th possession in the first quarter, Brian. And we haven't even played 8 minutes yet.
That's crazy. It's a lot of it's a lot of kicking, a lot of scoring too, which is a good thing.
That's a good thing for the McMinnville Grizzly fans.
All righty, we're at 4:14 to go in the first quarter. Shotgun formation, dropping back is the throw, and incomplete. I couldn't even say Cooper's name as he is getting taken down there by Ginter, and they throw the flag.
It's going to be an intentional grounding, Brian. There was not a wide receiver within 15 yards on that play.
So he tried to drop it off, and Ginter just came from the weak side, and actually the strong side, and Cooper is coming up, Jeff, for Milwaukie, and he's like, hey, my arm hurts, and he is a little sore. And I don't know if I can get him going over to the post there. He's just on the right-hand side, and he is a little bit sore. Not sure what he's going to do. It is going to be second down. Okay, he's coming back out now.
Yep, lots of down, of course, on an intentional grounding. I don't know why it's... Okay, all right. Well, we'll just do that.
It makes it easy.
Thought that was a 15-yard penalty, but it's not.
4:09 to go in this first quarter, and it has been a kind of a crazy, interesting first quarter for both teams. All right, here is Cooper, shotgun formation once again. He's going to draw back, look to the right, going to roll to his right, going to keep going, going to roll. Stuck, he's going to step back and throws it incomplete. Nobody was there. They might say that La Chapelle was there.
In the area code?
Was maybe in the area code. I was just going to say in sight distance. And I think really the closest person on that may have been Alvarez for the Grizzlies. And he's like, well, you throw it up a little bit higher, it's mine.
Wow. Great defense so far, Brian.
It's one
It's
thing.
early on, though. It's early on.
Very impressed with is the way they've gone. Of course, Milwaukie, a 5A school.
Yep.
And they're down a few, some numbers this year. As they come on, 4:02 to go. Shotgun formation. Looking, going to roll, throw to the right, and there is a pass caught and taken down. And I say taken, may have been pushed down. Joey Walker didn't know what hit him. Of course, that may have been Washburn, also the kicker on the Grizzly team, and playing defensive end.
Wow, it wasn't even a hit, Brian. It was a push, and that could go down as a big hit of the day right there on Joey Walker.
And here we go now. It is 4th down and 15, 3:28 and counting. Standing inside the end zone for, it is going to be snapped into the end zone, and it's going to be picked up. Touchdown, Grizzlies. Touchdown, Grizzlies. Was that Ginter?
That was number 21, Brian.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 20. It looks like 21 from this far away.
Well, it may have been Ginter as they're going to look at. If it is 21, there's no Name. There's there's no number 21 on the list. But a good job. It is going to be Ginter. It is Ginter. He's getting the high fives as he comes off the field. And the Grizzlies have put up another score here in this ball game to make it 26-0.
Wow.
And, well, Jeff, it has been all McMinnville here in this first quarter. And here is the snap. And it's a flag, and whistles are all over the place. So they're going to talk about it. We've had so many flags tonight, too.
Offsides.
Wow. When it rains, it pours right now.
They're going to, fortunately, McMinnville's going to decline that one. So.
When it rains, it pours right now for Milwaukie. It's a beautiful night here, though, but it's raining on the football field for them. Everything that can go right for McMinnville has gone right for them here in this first quarter. 3:14 to go. Here comes the snap. It's good. The kick is up, and the kick is good as well. So, with 3:14 to go in the first quarter. It's now 27-0 McMinnville. It's been all Grizzlies here in this first quarter.
All Grizzlies, and then the bus that they came in with too, Brian, because it has just been a nice showing by McMinnville, and I'm impressed right now. Now I'm not going to get over my skis yet because this is one game and it's against a 5A school, but I'm liking what I'm seeing on that offensive defensive line, getting pressure on this smaller Milwaukie team.
Backbeat for the Mustangs, number 1, Hernandez Murray.
Well, if you look at what they're doing pretty much everything perfectly on defense.
Absolutely everything perfectly. And then the offense is taking advantage of the short field that they're having to go. And when you do that, again, McMinnville total offense in this game right now, Brian, only has 135 yards. As again, the ball's muffed by the kicking team, and Milwaukie is going to have horrible field position at the 10-yard line.
Brody Thompson, he had it in his hands, dropped it, picked it up, and you say it, Jeff, and he's at just near the 10-yard line, and that's where they will start. Ever since the first possession, Grizzlies interception that they threw, Thompson with the interception for Milwaukie, it has been all McMinnville.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you heard of a team having 6 possessions in the first 9 minutes of a football game?
Not many.
I don't know if I ever have.
And you know what, Jeff? 3:06 to go. You might see more of that.
Yeah.
As they come out here slowly now and taking their time. As the Grizzlies, as they finally come up defensively, they're just waiting for Milwaukie to show up there and dropping back and rolling. Looking here on the near side. Here's the pass. It's almost, incomplete. I think really Thompson did a good job. Cooper did a good job there, Jeff. Because if he throws that a little bit higher and to his intended target, there's number 2 there, Woods, ready to Braden to take it in.
Yeah, Pickett. And getting tremendous pressure by Preston Gintner, the linebacker, again on this right side, Brian, on the weak side that time of the offense. Getting pressure right in his face about 2 seconds after the ball snapped. Nick Cooper just not able to find the time to get the ball to anybody. And when he does, they're not getting a lot of yards after the catch.
Here they come now. Shotgun formation for Cooper. Bad snap. He's going to hand it off and then going nowhere and then taken backwards inside the 5-yard line. Washburn was there for the Grizzlies. Also in there is Derek Fox.
And that was La Chapelle right there. They brought him in from his running back position to try and get him the ball.
I think right now, if you're Milwaukie, Jeff, you're trying to find anything you can to get something started for these guys, because it has been a struggle here tonight as we're down to about 2:27 and counting.
Great defense right now by McMinnville, Brian.
I think McMinnville is showing us something big time as they drop back and they throw a pass over on the far side. Going to be near the first down marker. And it's like the initial down marker. And it's La Chapelle who may have received that one.
We're going to get out to the 13-yard line. So an 8-yard pass out to La Chapelle, but great defense converging right on him after he got the pass.
One of their biggest gains on the night so far.
Is their biggest.
Is it? Okay,
yeah.
8 yards. All right.
Yeah, the other was 6.
Okay, 6. I knew it was close to it. All righty, here they go now. It is going to bring up 4th down and 8. We're down to 1:37 and counting. They're going to try to, take it down as low as they can. Punter standing at the 1-yard line. He's going to run with it. He's going to come here on the near side. The 10, going to get to the 15. Now pushed out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Not going to get it. A gain of about 1 yard. Not a good decision there for Milwaukie. In fact, Cooper comes walking over to the sideline. It's like, why did we try to do that? He's a little frustrated, and rightfully so. And Grizzlies, Jeff, get better field position. Didn't think that was possible, but they're at the 14-yard line.
Unbelievable. Right, a run of 1 yard, and that is almost the longest run of the game for Milwaukie so far.
Wow.
Hate to say that, but I do.
Glad to have you here on AM 1260 KLYC and also YamHillToday.com. Brian Erickson and Jeff Ivy bringing you all the action. Here we go. Back in at quarterback now is Justice for the Grizzlies. He's under center. He's going to pitch it, and it's going to be on the turf, and then picking it up is Ginter. He's going to break one tackle, and then he's going to get into the arms of one of the linemen and get thrown down hard. That's Ulysses Aguilar Soto as the flags come in. Soto, the senior, 295, is a huge tackle on Ginter. And Ginter gives up a little bit of size there. Ginter at 5'10", 170, and he's going to feel that one. But the officials are going to sort out what's going on, and we'll see what happens. And
A personal foul against McMinnville of some sort. So the run counts, and then the run counts, and then the penalty on top of that. It was a dead ball foul. So Ryan McGurvan's not going to be happy with that one.
as they do mark it off, and they're going to mark it to about the 33-yard line, maybe 34. And you're winning big, Jeff. You don't need to have any of these
No, you don't.
penalties, especially something like that. As Justice comes up under center, he's going to hand it off and go the up back. And going forward is Tony Johnson, the junior. And Johnson gets to the 25-yard line. They're giving me another name on there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's actually their guy, number 9.
Yeah.
So he has that confused, but it is Johnson.
Pickup of 8. Nice little run there. The little back. Johnson, 5'5", 140.
He's
but you can be that big and play in the Pac-12.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
for
can.
Oregon State is 5'5", 141. So he's got to work on the weights a little bit.
Here's Ginter, goes through, breaks the tackle inside the 20, down near the inside the 15, down to the 12-yard line, and it may end the.
Don't know why the clock is stopped, because it's not a first down.
I think the official's looking up there too, saying, "Why are we stopping the clock?" I think Coach McGurvan's going to say, "Yeah, we're just going to let that thing run to the end of the quarter." Well, it's been a good quarter here, Jeff, for the Grizzlies. They do lead 27-0, and it has been all McMinnville here in this ball game here tonight. And, we're going to take a break here. Our score, McMinnville 27, Milwaukie nothing. You're listening to KLYC Game of the Week here on YamHillToday.com and KLYC AM 1260. We'll be back after this 50-second timeout.
Transitions in life. Sometimes it's difficult. One of the biggest transitions is when a loved one leaves us. Macy & Son is there for you, a trusted friend for 5 generations in Yamhill County. At that time, you will have lots of questions, and you need someone to walk with you every step of the way. Burial or cremation, and a myriad of options. Let Macy & Son walk that journey with you. Macy & Son McMinnville, 5 generations helping with funeral and family needs.
Willamette Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. From weekend warrior to the elite athlete, we'll get you back into the game. You can contact them at 503-435-4520. Willamette Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. As we come back here, Brian Erickson along with Jeff Ivy. And Jeff, yes, that's exactly what it is. We're having a little bit of discussion off mic, as usual, right?
As usual. And no, I just want to know who one of our sponsors was. I hadn't heard of them before, and I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together.
Well, there you go.
They were who I thought they were, as
Awesome.
to quote a great Denny Green.
Denny Green. I didn't know Denny was quotable, but that's okay. As we come back here, and we come back to action.
Oh, nice play by the defense.
There is Hartzell going to be upended. May have picked up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards as he gets to the 11-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down now for McMinnville. Awkward position, really, Jeff. You're up big.
I thought that was 4th down. That's really bizarre. Huh. Okay. Hey, preseason for all of us, right? Or early season. not
Early
pre-
season,
There is no
early
preseason
season.
in high school football.
Well, the Jamboree is as close as we get.
Yeah, the 0 week.
That's right. 0 week and a little bit of Jamboree action. Ginter in the backfield along with Fox. Here is Ginter going to roll around the right side, breaks one tackle, second tackle, touchdown Grizzlies. Mr. Ginter with the score.
Well, what are you going to do?
There's not much you can do.
There's a 10-yard run, and that's his second touchdown of the night, Brian. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. We'll give him that.
Well, it's one of those games, too, that you don't know what's going to happen or how it's all going to come together, but it's a tough one, too, because you're playing in a Milwaukee team that's down. They have a lot of guys. They don't have a lot of guys. As the kick is up, and the kick is
Extra point is
good. So, with 11:10 left to go in the second quarter, our score, McMinnville, they lead 34-0. And it has been a display, really, of I think defense has really just been where I've been so impressed here tonight.
I have too, Brian, and I kind of feel sorry for Milwaukee because as I look over at McMinnville's football squad over on the far side, they don't got a lot of guys that they can put in for backups. You know what I mean? A lot of times coaches in the second half might go all backups.
Yeah.
I'm looking over there. There are maybe 15 guys over there. How many of them don't play at some point during the game normally? And now you're going to have to really dial things back. You just might see some off-tackle stuff, inside handoffs for the rest of the game because McMinnville is really dominating this game so far.
How much eligibility do you have left, Jeff?
None.
Okay.
My hip will not like me to play that. I would love to go out there and do it, but mercy.
What can you do, right?
Yep.
All righty. Grizzlies getting ready to kick off here. They do lead by a score of 34-0. Don't mind the time clock on the screen if you're watching back at home. It's kind of like don't mind the man behind the curtain. As the ball is kicked through the end zone once again by Washburn. Jeff, you mentioned how it is an asset and the key. I think he's going to be something that the Grizzlies can use to their, well, when they need to, because if you can get them long distance, start at the 20-yard line, that's huge.
And that was into a little bit of a wind, Brian. You see the flag over there to our left kind of blowing. Not stiff or anything, but you're starting at the 20-yard line.
Right.
Every time. This actually the average starting position tonight for Milwaukee has been the 16-yard line. This now their 7th possession, and the ball bobbled there.
Cooper picks it up, and then he throws it, and it is incomplete. Pass intended there for Thompson, and he's been looking for Thompson all night long, really.
Him and LaChapelle, Brian, are the two primary receivers for Milwaukee, and things just aren't working out for Cooper right now. He's 5 of 10, so 50%, but only 23 yards on those 5 passes. And the thing about that is it stops the clock. I mean, I don't want to complain, but you know, if I'm Milwaukee, I think I want to shorten this game as much as I can. If I want to have any chance, I realize you got to pass the ball to score quickly, but at some point you got to start running the ball as they go empty backfield here.
Here's the pass, and looking is Cooper. Looking has lots of time now. He's going to get out of the pressure, and then he just flings it across, has a reception. It is caught by LaChapelle, and it is going to be a first down as he gets to the 33-yard line.
First down of the night right there on that 13-yard pass by Milwaukee. It's a nice play. Good job of looking downfield, keeping his eyes up by Cooper and scanning the whole field, and Chappelle broke open on that flat on the far side and got the first down for Milwaukee tonight.
10:52 to go here in the second quarter as the clock is stopped.
Stepped out of bounds.
That's been the key and the story of the night, I think, for really Milwaukee is the stop clock. As they come over here now and got some motion. They're going to hand it off and trying to cut upfield, breaking one tackle across the 35. Flag comes in and then to the 40, and it's going to be a gain of about 7 yards, maybe 8, but there was a flag on the play, believe with the run there was Amundsen. And these officials have lots of discussions here tonight.
Yeah, where do you guys want to go for dinner after this game gets over?
I don't think that's the discussion.
How's your wife doing? No, I think it's about a penalty.
It's a lot of penalties.
They pick up the penalty, so there was no penalty right there. So why you throw the flag? Well,
mark it down.
Yep.
If you're gonna throw the flag, there's got to be a penalty.
I agree.
Well, at least we haven't had the half-inch line or
there is no
line.
such thing.
Exactly.
As we always text each other when we hear it on TV.
I just want Herb Street to acknowledge it one time. That's all.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's 2nd down and 2. Dropping back Cooper, looking to the left or to the right. Now looking to the left, throws across the center, has a receiver. It is caught near midfield, and he's going to be taken. Not be taken down. He's going to be taken backwards. And Jeff, another flag comes in. Good reception though by Zane Garvey, the senior.
Well, I think this is going to be a face mask right here, Brian, as we're getting a little bit sloppy for McMinnville.
Personal foul. It is going to be
blow
to the head.
Wow.
And that's going to move it 15 yards. Defense has been very happy with so far tonight, but Jeff, a couple penalties that you're kind of shaking your head why.
Yeah, you have this game well in hand. There's no reason for a penalty like that, Brian. And I think that is one area of concern right now for Coach McGurven. That's the fourth penalty accepted. And it's going to be great field position down to the 36 for Milwaukie. So second first down of the game, Brian, right there.
Well, this is by far their best drive.
Yep, for sure. And when it's all said and done, if this drive scores a touchdown, they'll have way more yards than McMinnville does.
Wow. Here is the handoff, and Amundsen just gives it right back to McMinnville as the Grizzlies come up with it. And raising the ball high in the air is Aaron Resendez. And Resendez with the recovery. And another mistake there from Milwaukie. And Resendez, good job, right place, right time.
Excellent job. And Amundsen had a nice little gain of maybe a yard right there, but could not keep his hands on the football. And over on the fumble, Brian, McMinnville takes over at their worst starting position of the night. Two turnovers now for McMinnville, recovered turnovers on the fumble.
Still not bad starting position if you're going to start way back here. As here they come, they throw, and they have a receiver. It is Aiden Coburn. Coburn with the reception, gets to midfield, pick up a 13 yards, and the Grizzlies are trying to find a receiver this year, Jeff, that these quarterbacks can throw to. Coburn stepping up big with the big catch.
Well, they got a big person to replace in Colton Smith, Brian, and right now that seems to be Aiden Coburn out to the 50-yard line, 13 yards on the pass play from Cole Justice.
Coburn, a junior, 5'8". Here come the Grizzlies now as trips here on the near side. And dropping back is Justice. He's going to throw it. He's going to be caught here on the near side and running down the sideline, breaking one tackle, and gets inside the 30-yard line is Tony Johnson. Been impressed with Tony Johnson's speed here tonight.
Well, yeah, I've been impressed with a couple of the guys' speed on the Kirby Hartzell, too, as that's another 23-yard pass play right there, Brian. Quickly, McMinnville inside the 30.
9:05 still in the second quarter as we get towards the top of the hour here in AM 1260 KLYC McMinnville, and also YamhillToday.com. You speak of Hartzell, he's back in. He's going to run as he gets the handoff, and he is going to be taken down pretty quickly. He got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe just a half step more, and coming there and making the tackle was Vallejos, and second down 10.
I was just about to say, Brian, give some real big kudos to that offensive line for the holes they were creating for the running backs, and right on cue, almost like the announcer's curse on a field goal. I thought it, and I guess I cursed him.
There you go. Don't think that anymore.
I won't.
Here is Hartzell. He's going to roll around the right side. He's going to try to make his own hole as he goes through, breaks one tackle, and he gets across the 20, down near the 20, the 15, 16-yard line, near the first down marker, and he should have it. Oh, they're going to give him a great spot. I thought he was back further but he does get a first down. I think, yep,
Yeah,
there
he
they are.
does. And but there's a injured player on the far sideline that needs to come out. It looks like he might have had his bell rung. He was laying on the ground there for a little bit, kind of looking like he was a little woozy. He came up and made the tackle. I think, is that number 2 or 3? If it's number 2, it's
2.
Brody Thompson.
It's Thompson.
Coming out there.
He's one of their big guys who played a lot tonight.
Good to see him walking off the field. That's always encouraging.
Here we go. First down and 10. Ball at the 11-yard line. Hartzell in the backfield. There's going to be a hand to the up back. And yes, it was. I think everybody was looking for Hartzell to get it. And I think that may have been Fox that got it as he pounded through.
Number 44.
It was Fox. Confirmed. Now I think, Jeff, the Grizzlies are going to, like you said, go to the ground and just ground and pound.
Yep.
Take time off the clock the best they can.
Yeah, and you remember in the past they would go to that bunch formation like they just did right here and just milk the clock, Brian. They would just slow things down, and I think that's probably where we're going to be headed here. Yep.
And there's Fox, and he's just pushing, and still getting in there.
Number 44.
And he gets a first down or more, I believe. He's going to get to the 2-yard line, and he just moved that pile. He just kept moving it. Nothing they could do with it.
9 yards on the carry there for Fox, and it's going to be the 7th first down there for McMinnville in the half.
My guess, Fox once again. Use that big offensive line there. I guess it's going to be to the right side or to the middle. Here's the handoff. Guess who? Fox to the right side. Touchdown, Derek Fox. Grizzlies score once again.
Just simple football right there, Brian. Once they got inside the 20-yard line, 3 handoffs to Fox, and he carried them to pay dirt. He's a big back, too, Brian. If you look at the line on him, 5'11", 180. That's a good-sized up back in front of a running back who's 160. So McMinnville just really has taken this game over. And it's good to see because that's going to give a lot of confidence to a lot of players on this football team.
Here is the kick. The kick is up, and the kick is good by Washburn. Washburn himself on the night, Jeff. Let's see, is that 6?
5. He missed one extra
Missed
point.
one, so 6 minus 1.
Yep.
So 5 points for him. He has really been busy here tonight. Not a bad thing. It is 7:01 to go in the second quarter. It is 41-0. Couple things the Grizzlies do have to work on. Mistakes with the penalties so far. You've got a missed extra point.
Yes.
You've got interception.
And penalties.
That's the big thing. Just want to remind you, you're listening to AM 1260 KLYC McMinnville. Also, YamHillToday.com, and bringing you all the action as here is the kick. And it's going to be taken at about the 12-yard line. And then move to the left, make it a 15, trying to find a lane, but nothing there. Good job defensively, once again, by McMinnville to come up with the stop. I want to thank all our sponsors here tonight. Also want to thank Macy and Son, especially doing a great job. They've been a big sponsor of McMinnville football for many years. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Also, Willamette Valley Sports and Orthopedic and Sports Clinic, thank you so much, and they have been great this year as well. So thank you for helping us and keeping this up and going, this little venture we have here, YamHillToday.com. All righty, here we go. Trips here on the near side for Milwaukie, Jeff. You're Milwaukie, I guess you just keep going for it.
Yep.
And here they go. Cooper draws back. He's going to look and roll to the right. Going to keep to the right. Yep. Looking, has a receiver. It is caught right here at the 30. Just to the 35, maybe the 37-yard line. Nice reception. And, Jeff, you indicate there's another flag back in the backfield. Indicates usually holding. That's exactly what it is to go against Milwaukie.
Yeah, big old Jake Cooper, offensive guard, 6'4", 235. You can't grab a shirt like that and pull down somebody as he comes to the sideline to get a little coaching coaching from his coach, because you cannot grab the shirt and yank somebody down like he just did. And that person he yanked down was Preston Gittner, who was getting some pressure on his quarterback. So I appreciate the fact that he wanted to protect his quarterback, but he can't do that. And that's going to be, well, I don't know why they're marking the penalty from where the pass ended up, but they are.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Is McMinnville going to? I think the official's confused. My bad, he says.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. From there, you're going to go back 10 yards. There you go. From there, 10 yards.
Still not preseason.
No.
Early season.
It's early season. From there, 10 yards.
It is.
What are we doing? I don't honestly know that the referees know what they're doing.
Well, they're talking about it, and that's the key thing.
Well,
they're going to get it right.
Finally, the head referee is coming over to talk to the guy, but yeah.
All right, so they figured it out. They're going to move it.
It's half
now.
the distance from where the penalty happened, so it should be on the 6-yard line.
What can you do?
Well, to be fair, there is a referee shortage throughout the state, and you get people maybe that haven't done a lot of high school football games yet, Brian.
You got something there.
I appreciate that they're out here refereeing. Don't get me wrong, but it's tough when you've got people that maybe don't have all the training that they should to be refereeing a varsity game. But I appreciate what they're doing.
Here's the handoff. Cooper hands it off, and he's going to almost have the ball stripped, and may have got back to the line of scrimmage and trying to see if that's Amundsen or not. It is, and he almost had it stripped. Also had his lineman help him to go forward.
Yeah.
So he kind of got lucky there in all aspects.
No gain right there by Amundsen. His 4th carry for -4 yards so far in the game, Brian.
How many yards overall do they have, Jeff? Not many.
Let me see. I'll tell you. 41 yards. 41 total yards.
Wow. And the Grizzlies?
224. Which is a little surprising to me, given the great field position.
I was going to
say.
say.
Start some drives. So.
They've had a lot of them, though.
Yeah.
A lot of short ones. Here we go. 2nd down now and eternity as they go. And Cooper drops back, looking to the center, throws to the middle of the field,
nice
and
catch.
up for grabs, and it is caught. It's going to be a 1st down, and that's Amundsen with the reception to the 36-yard line. Big pass there, and nice to see him go up there and make that reception.
Yeah, 28 yards on the reception. Really nice job to go up and high point that, trying to get the 1st down, keep that drive alive for Milwaukie. Good to see them have some success on a play right there.
5:24 and counting. It is 41-0. All McMinnville here tonight as we are at Alder Creek Middle School. Milwaukie working on their school and their stadium and their field.
There you go, McMinnville. Get back.
As we come up, 1st down, Cooper drops back. He's going to look to the right, throws to the center of the field, and it is intercepted. Here we go, intercepted at the 30-yard line, down to the 25. Pass intercepted there by Braden Woods. And Woods, he almost had one earlier, Jeff.
Yep.
And that was the exact same play. As you see Woods over there celebrating and going to the sidelines there, and you knew that possibly could come back to burn him. And I think Woods was licking his chops the first time.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a flag right here. I think it was post-possession, but I was watching Woods, and he saw that play develop probably 2 seconds before it happened. He broke from his safety position and all the way to pick that off. It was a great read by him, as the penalty is going to be a hold there after the interception. So from the 35, McMinnville's still going to have great field position at the 45-yard line, Brian, as they back this one up.
4:56 to go. It is going to be 1st and 10.
Yep. Should be 1st and 10.
They're moving it back to the 45. So we'll be 1st and 10 from the 45 of the Mustangs. And the Mustangs, as you look at their schedule, next week they're going to be here again against Putnam. They had a home game, I believe, last year, or maybe one total because of just the changes in the construction. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7 home games tonight.
Get that made up
for this season.
Year. And then Sprague has 3 home games, which is really weird.
Yeah, it's always the scheduling. Here's the pass to the center of the field, almost intercepted, and it is going to be incomplete, leading the receiver, well, maybe too much. He kind of had his eyes, Hoskinson did, on the receiver, kind of gave away who he was throwing the ball to.
He did, and got a lot of zip behind that. Nice break on the ball by the defender, the secondary defender for Milwaukee. Brings up 2nd and long here. So we do have some of those backups now in the game, Brian. At wide receiver, anyways. I see Hartzell and Fox in there at running back.
Hoskinson, and they wasn't try to hand it off.
Yep, we got a timeout. Ryan McGirvin coming on the field, and I like that intensity that he's coming on. His team was not ready to play on that play, and so he's going to call them on that and talk to them in the huddle.
Cade Weeks, the receiver of that discussion, to the huddle. And so Cade's going to, I'm sure, get an earful.
Yeah.
But glad to have you here on AM 1260 KLYC McMinnville. Also, YamHillToday.com, Brian Erickson and Jeff Ivey. And Jeff, just want to talk about some of the other games going on here tonight. We might have some scores for you at halftime, and go through that. And there's some interesting games throughout the area, being the listening area of KLYC. Yamhill Carlton is at Warrenton. Sandy M's at Willamina. Sandy M Christian is at Dayton. And St. Mary's of Medford is at Amity. So we'll try to get some of those, hopefully. And if you're at one of those games and you're listening to us here on AM 1260 KLYC, thank you so much. You can catch Jeff and myself on Twitter if you'd like.
Yes.
And you can tweet us away, and we'll respond to you.
If you're nice.
If you're nice. Well, even if you're not, we'll really respond to you.
With a block.
Are you blocking? Have you blocked anybody?
I have lots of people blocked. But not the kind you've seen out there from this offensive line tonight by McMinnville.
We are going to have the Fastenal big block of the game later as Hartzell gets the handoff. He goes through, breaks one tackle, a second tackle, and a third tackle.
Wow.
Hartzell, touchdown Grizzlies. Hartzell's having himself a night tonight. That was a huge run, Jeff. Broke 3 tackles to get into the end zone.
45 yards on that one, Brian. His 3rd touchdown of the night. Hey, have a first game there, Mr. Hartzell. Have a great first game as McMinnville. And I kept saying, wow, because he was hit and he had great balance. Put the hand down to keep his balance. Broke through another tackle about 20 yards down into the secondary and used that speed to run away tonight for the score.
Here's the snap. It's bad. And then they're going to try to go for 2, and they throw it in the end zone and incomplete. Smart play there by Washburn. Tried to make something happen out of nothing, but there is another flag on the play. And the Grizzlies just realized that there is one. It is going to go against McMinnville, and so they will decline it. And Jeff, it is 47-0 with 4:41 to go. Well, Grizzlies have done everything, not everything right, but a lot right here tonight. But this is a down team that has struggled, and they struggled last year. They were better last year when they came to play McMinnville.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said at the beginning of the game, Brian, they lost 8. I believe it was 8 all-league players, and that's a lot to replace on your team. And you got a lot of youngsters. We talked about it, a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this team. Not a lot of older guys to rely on, and I think we're seeing the results of that right now.
All righty, as they get ready to kick. As programming is brought to you by H&R Block, where Block has your back. Washburn, who will be kicking for the 7th time here tonight.
Oh, my.
He's going to do an onside.
Guess what?
Just a little squib kick, yeah.
Flag on the field. Offsides on the kickoff.
Shocking.
I don't know why you call that one, though. That one seems out of McGirvin's character right there.
I don't think it was an onside.
You think he miskicked it?
I think it was just a squib kick.
Oh, okay. Give it to him in decent field position.
I think that's what he's...
Okay, I'll go with that.
You're up 47-0.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
4:41. You're probably getting another... You don't want to score 50.
Right.
I think he's just going to say, you know what, just squib it into the air, practice the squib,
Yeah.
in-game situation.
Sure.
Let them have it.
Okay. I'll go with that. And to be honest, the player on the far side for Milwaukee, fair caught it. Great. That's what you're supposed to do in that situation. Do not try and do anything special with it. Do a fair catch. It's your ball. They can't touch you. I think about that play in college football. I don't know if I like that. You see somebody fair catch it at the 4-yard line, they get the ball at the 20.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just weird. I got to get used to it.
It's the safety thing.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's
and
all
I
about
appreciate
that.
I appreciate that. But it's just you grow up for
Ever.
a long time watching football now. And
Some of us longer than others.
Yeah, well, only by 3 months, 4 months maybe, whatever.
I'm going to milk this last month as much as I can. Here we go. Here's the kick, and it's going to be a long doozy, and it's going to bounce inside the 10.
Wow.
Almost make the turn and come back to the Grizzlies, which, hate to say it, wouldn't be surprising though.
No, but the thing is, as the kick returner back there, you've got to follow that ball back, because if it stops before the goal line, it's a live ball.
Right. It almost did. It almost did.
It's a live ball at that point, and that can be hard.
4:41 to go. Remember what happened last year, Jeff? No, we won't even talk about it.
What?
The lightning delay.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
No,
so
there's no lightning
I think
tonight.
we're good tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the weather app here.
Last night we
didn't have any in Salem.
we had a lot. We had a lot McMinnville area, so not tonight though. So here we go. Here's the snap. Cooper's going to roll to the right, looking to the center, looking to the right, still looking, going to keep it, going to run up and get back to the 20, maybe the 22-yard line.
Number 4, Nick Cooper.
In fact, that's when you actually got to call a run back touchdown too last year.
Oh
You
yeah.
and Norm.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You
So-
went over and listened to the Brews and Barbecues.
That's
I
right.
can't remember who was playing. It was somebody you really wanted to see.
It was one of my high school friends, C.D. Woodbury,
Yeah.
who came and played last year. This year, they got speaker minds tomorrow night, the Oregon Brews and Barbecues, and also tonight, you got City of Pieces playing right now down over there on the OMI. As we come on now, second down, and now there's a lot of misdirection. They're going to hand it off up the field, breaking one tackle across the 25, the 30, and it's going to be close to a first down. Joey Walker, the senior, and we get there, and Joey Walker with the first down for the Mustangs.
Nice.
And
Nice little misdirection there.
Number 2,
Almost a wing T type of play.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because they didn't show anything like that all game until there. 4:09 and counting. Here's Cooper, shotgun formation. And he's going to hand it off. Amundsen, I believe, going to roll to the right and gets across to the 40. Actually, that is Hernandez Murray.
Haven't seen him in there for a while, Brian. Remember, he might have gotten injured earlier in the game, and
Right.
it's good to see him back if he's back.
As he picks up 9 yards, and it's going to bring up second down and 1. It is 47-0. It's been all McMinnville here in this ball game, as we're under 3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Here is Cooper, going to be a little confusion, going to roll out to the left, looking, going to come out. He's going to be flushed backwards. He's
We
looking,
got a
looking.
lineman downfield about 18 yards here.
And Cooper's going to still try to get it. He's going to go, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds, and it may be near the 35-yard line.
The flag.
And there's a flag, which is tough because you get down to the sidelines. You got to keep going. You don't want to let up, but they are going to call a flag. And is that Jared Bowman? As coaches talk to Cooper.
It's the guy running off the field, Brian. No names, but that's who had the late hit right there.
Oh, I already said Bowman, sorry. Which is interesting because you have to get there. You have to look back at tape on that one, but they are going to call it. It is 47-0. They're going to mark it off.
Yep.
So I think the benefit of the doubt does go to Milwaukee. And they're going to mark it at midfield. 3:15 to go in the first half. 47-0.
Yeah.
Here comes Milwaukee. A little bit of a little pep in their step. Now they're moving the ball a little bit. Shotgun formation. Cooper looks to the right, throws to the right, and incomplete. Pass intended here for Billy Shepard. Sorry, it is LaChapelle, and LaChapelle cannot come up with it.
Not horrible passing numbers for Nick Cooper. 8 of 14 for 57%. He's only got 72 total yards.
Yeah.
And 41 of that came on 2 plays. So, some positives there for Milwaukee, but boy, there was 2 offensive linemen way down the field on that prior play where he was scrambling about 15 yards down. I don't know if one of the referees would have called it, but lineman downfield certainly would have been appropriate had he thrown the ball.
Lots of scrambling here tonight for Cooper.
For his life.
And he's going to do it again. He's going to roll off to the left side, looking.
One. Look at 76, 15 yards downfield. Look at where 76 is, and that ball was thrown.
Passing for LaChapelle, and it is incomplete. Threw it way over his head, and it's going to bring up now 3rd down.
See if they run another pass play, Brian, on the video there. See what you can see down the middle of the field if they run another pass play. Offensive linemen in high school get 3 yards down the field. That guy was 15.
He's going to take his 3 yards and a little bit more.
Now, you can be that far down the field if the ball's passed behind the line of scrimmage, but it wasn't.
It was not. Soto is getting his 3 yards and a little bit more. As they come up here now, once again, Jeff, shotgun formation, which he's been pretty much all night. 3rd down and 10. He's going to go and hand it off. Almondson's going to break 1 tackle, cuts to the left side, gets across the 45, going to get down near the 42, pickup of 8 yards, and a nice little delayed draw there.
It was a really nice draw. I think McMinnville was really focused in on the pass, and a little surprise coming out of the backfield by Almondson for 8 yards. 4th and 2 now.
2:37 and counting. Yes, if you're questioning it, you do definitely go for it here.
Yes, you do.
Down by 47. It is, they didn't give him a great spot. It is almost a long 2 over on the far side. Cooper, he's in that shotgun formation. He's going to roll to the right, looking to the right. He's going to keep it himself. Possibly he's going to go and try to pick up, and he stretches his way, and they're going to give him a 1st down as they get him to the 38-yard line. Is that trying to see right here?
It looks like between the 39 and 38 to me, but we'll see what he... give him the 39, so just a pickup of 3.
Good job there. A design run the entire time.
Yep. That's smart. Get him out on the edge, use some athletic ability there, and keep the drive alive.
2:11 to go in the first half. In case you just joined us, it has been all McMinnville. It is 47-0. Grizzlies have dominated this first half. It's been a weird first half too, Jeff. They haven't had the ball in a while either.
No.
Here we go. 2 receivers on the far side. Cooper drops back, looks to the left, throws to the left, has a receiver, and it is caught. And then they're going to say the ball's on the ground. And let's see, McMinnville saying they have the ball. And now they're going to say incomplete. Pass incomplete.
Wow.
It was intended for Hernandez Murray, who, looks like he had the ball for a while after he caught it.
Wow.
He didn't catch it.
I wonder if he was bobbling, because it looked like he took a couple steps with the ball.
Yeah. But that official was there on that right side, so
Yeah,
he did come up with a good call.
And I don't think if you're Ryan McGurven, you're going to complain too much right now.
No, I don't think so. Hey, remember to join us at halftime. We will have scores from around the area, around the conference as well, around the state of Oregon. So make sure you tune in for that. And Jeff will have some scores for you from around the state as we get them. Here's Cooper running for his life once again, and then he gets a block, and then he's going to go over to the sideline right in front of the Grizzly bench, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards.
Great downfield coverage by that secondary for McMinnville. Nothing, and I mean nothing, open for Nick Cooper right there.
Cooper's making a lot happen, Jeff, with his feet because he has no other choice.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, and unfortunately, a lot happening with his feet is more the side to side, not the up and down,
right,
down the field type of thing. He's now rushed 4 times for 0 yards.
Wow.
Forward. Side to side, he's probably got 100.
or two.
Yeah, because of that scrambling that he's had to do, getting that tremendous pressure by the McMinnville defense.
All righty, third down. He's going to pitch it here on the near side. Amundsen's going to roll across the right. Breaks it inside the 35, the 30. Going to get a first down or more. Gain of 10 yards to the 28-yard line. Amundsen with the run.
Nice hard run there by Amundsen again. Give him inside the 27 actually now, Brian, as he gets an extra yard there on the first down.
Great spot.
Minute and a half to go here in the first half. And, you know, this is where Coach McGirvin's going to have to coach his team up now, Brian. You're up big. You go into the locker room, you kind of cool down. You lose that momentum. You want to come out and reestablish what you're doing on offense. And you're going to get the ball, I believe, to start the second half. So that's going to be an important time as for some reason we have whistles blowing and a penalty marker before the snap usually is on the offense.
That's exactly what it is. And coach is talking to his quarterback. Do you have how many penalties that is, Jeff, on the night?
That's 5 accepted for McMinn. 12. 12 have been accepted, and there's probably another 3 or 4 have been declined.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lots of penalties here tonight. It's been one of those weird games. I guess the best way to talk about is that we are a minute left to go in the first half. Cooper, shotgun formation. Probably look for Amundsen, who's just now going to be a blocking back, and he's going to throw for the end zone. Has a receiver and is incomplete. And really the closest person there was Braden Woods. Woods has an interception already tonight.
For a touchdown.
For a touchdown. So incomplete, going to bring up second down. Not a bad idea there by Milwaukie, Jeff. Why not? You're down 47. Go for it. You've got 49 seconds left to go. And it's only second down and, 15?
Yeah. And this will be the 13th play of this drive, believe it or not.
Longest drive for both teams, I believe.
Yes.
Here is Cooper. Cooper is going to be tired when he gets into the locker room at halftime. And there's a bad snap. He's going to come up with it. He's just going to go down with it. Smart move by Cooper. Bad snap off to the left. And he felt the earth moving below him as Bowman was coming in and just kind of jumped on the ball and called it good. It's going to bring up third down now and long. In fact, it's going to be third and about 20, 21?
Yes. And Milwaukie calls their first time out of the half.
I want to thank our sponsors here on YamHillToday.com, Willamette Valley Medical Center, Les Schwab in McMinnville. Also, Fastenal there in McMinnville. We'll have the Fastenal big block of the game in the fourth quarter. Macy and Son. Also, Edward Jones, Bethany Abeln helping us out this year. And Willamette Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And the 200 Club. Thank you for bringing us all the action here this season. It's been good action here tonight, Jeff. 47 points on the board for the Grizzlies.
Great action for the Grizzlies, Brian. Taking advantage of all kinds of opportunities that Milwaukie has given them, including probably most of all the field position. Doing a fantastic job with that. It's a nice stadium as I'm looking around.
For a junior high, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Here they go. Here's the shotgun, and Cooper's going to keep it after faking it. Rolling to the right, throwing to the center, and has a receiver, and it is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown by Milwaukie. Joey Walker with the score. And the Mustangs are on the board, and the Mustang fans are celebrating now as they break the shutout before the half is over. 31 seconds to go. Nice job there by Cooper. Good job there by coaching staff to design something that can work. Not the play you think they would go to, though.
No, but I like the call. Be aggressive, man. You got nothing to lose right there. And you get the ball down the field, and that's a really nice play by Milwaukie to get on the board.
Here is the kick, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, Milwaukie, they break the shutout, and they are up on the scoreboard now, make it 47-7 as we have 31 ticks of the clock left here in the first half.
Oh, that got them a lot of yards too, Brian, which is good for them. 80 yards on the drive, 13 plays, took 4 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. It's a nice drive.
Well, now the Grizzlies, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Maybe just kneel on it here with not much time to go. But Grizzlies are out there ready to go, and Milwaukie needs to come up and kick the ball. And that's exactly what they will do here.
The onside kick.
I was just going to say, you expect anything funny here, Jeff?
I don't expect anything funny, but you just never know. You just never know.
As they come out here.
Got to keep the ball on the tee first.
Well, this wind, you can hear it in the microphones, too.
Yeah, that's not my breathing through my nose.
It is the wind beneath the microphone.
Wings.
Here is the kick, and it's going to be a long kick, and it's going to be taken at about the 3-yard line. Going to roll across the 10, the 15, the 20, breaks the tackle, and he's got a whole bunch of guys up there.
Oh, if he got one by the one last defender, he was gone.
Alex Eady, he had it, Jeff, and he had a whole bunch of guys standing there waiting.
They were just
for
like
him.
standing, yeah.
Like, come on, let's go. And you're right, though, and if he breaks through that tackle, then it is an easy score, but could not do it. And one last play with 21 seconds to go in the first half. You're McMinnville, you probably do something probably pretty quick, and they're going to kneel on it, and that's what they do. And the Grizzlies will go into the half with a 47-7 lead. And it has been a good first half. Not a great first half for McMinnville, but a good first half for them as they lead 47-7 at half. And the buzzer sounds, and the Grizzlies are going to run into the locker room here in just a second. They're going to let Milwaukie get in first, as we have a halftime score once again, 47-7, and you're listening to us on yamhilltoday.com, also on KLYC AM 1260. Very, very interesting, Jeff, that first half, and let's talk about it. What are some things that you thought were very good about the first half?
Very good for McMinnville. You took advantage of the great field position and scored on, I believe, every drive you had, and you won the turnover. Two more things, right? You won the turnover battle, and you scored a touchdown on a turnover.
That's a good thing?
That's a really good thing.
Yeah. What are some things they need to work on? We can talk for a long time. You're up by 40, we're still going to talk about that.
Coming out of halftime, some things that you're going to have to work on is the intensity. The intensity, you need to bring it now, Brian, because your other team, Milwaukie, just went into the halftime with having scored a touchdown, and that can be big. That can bring a team back. 47-7 at halftime is going to be tough to come back from, but it can be done. And with McMinnville getting the ball to start the second half, they need to come out and establish themselves again as the dominant team in this first half.
All righty. I'll give you some time, Jeff, to get some stats finished up there, and we will try to talk to you over the loud music right in front of us. The speakers are just pounding. But do want to talk about the Class 6A. Let's look at the top teams right now in the coaches poll. This came out, about a week and a half ago. Number 1, no surprise, Lake Oswego. And number 2 is Clackamas. And number 3 is Sheldon, West Lynn, and then Tigard, and then Jesuit. And then you go down to Central Catholic, Tualatin, Salem, or West Salem, Liberty, and we talked about others receiving votes, and that would be McMinnville, South Medford, and Sherwood. Got lots of people listening, texting us early on the phone and watching us on yamhilltoday.com and listening on the radio at KLYC. Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate the feedback. Also, I want to thank Marissa, and then I know everybody down there at OBB, when the band's not playing, they were going to pipe some of the game in. So it's pretty exciting down there. Lots of stuff going on. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. And we will have Jeff giving us some scores as well. But I do want to go through and talk about what is coming up the rest of the next week. I mean, we just started. We're halfway through the first game of the year. We've got Roseburg next week. That's going to be at Roseburg. We'll bring you all the action here at AM 1260 KLYC. Can you say road trip? But Jeff won't be there, so he's working. So he's got things to do. But Jason Haskell and myself will be on the road. I think he's still talking to me. And so we'll go down there. And then South Salem, home opener, will be there on the 20th. And then South Medford, another home game on the 27th. October 4th, Grizzlies go on the road. They take on Centennial. And then October 10th, that'll be a Thursday night, October 10th. It'll be at Sherwood. And then on the 18th, it'll be home against Glencoe and Newburgh on the 25th. And then the last game will be November 1st at Liberty. And that's what the schedule looks like for our Grizzlies. We're going to take a break here and play a couple commercials. And then after that, we will come back with Jeff and some stats here in AM 1260. We'll be back after this 50-second timeout.
Transitions in life. Sometimes it's difficult. One of the biggest transitions is when a loved one leaves us. Macy & Son is there for you, a trusted friend for 5 generations in Yamhill County. At that time, you will have lots of questions, and you need someone to walk with you every step of the way. Burial or cremation, and a myriad of options. Let Macy & Son walk that journey with you. Macy & Son McMinnville, 5 generations helping with funeral and family needs.
Willamette Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. From weekend warrior to the elite athlete, we'll get you back into the game. You can contact them at 503-435-4520. Willamette Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. As we come back here to Milwaukie High School is what we usually say, Jeff, but not now as we are here at the junior high. But we've got some stats. Jeff will give us some stats and some rundown, some scores, and keep us updated. Jeff, it's all yours. Our halftime score here is McMinnville 47, Milwaukie 7.
Well, you just gave the greatest stat of all, Brian, right now, the 47-7 score.
The greatest stat of all.
Yes. Stat of the day. Anyways, 47-7, McMinnville dominating Milwaukie right now in the football game. We'll look at some of the team stats first. For McMinnville, 7 first downs. Milwaukie with 6. 19 carries on the ground for McMinnville for 193 yards. That's just over 10 yards per carry. On the other side of the ball, 18 carries for 30 yards for Milwaukie, under 2 yards per carry. Passing, McMinnville as a team, 4 of 6 for 75 yards, 1 interception. That, the first pass play of the game by Milwaukie, thrown by Cole Justice. Milwaukie on the other side, 9 of 18 for 109 yards. Total offense in the first half, 139 for Milwaukie, 268 for McMinnville. An area of concern for both coaches going into the second half and the remainder of the season are the number of penalties. McMinnville had 7 penalties for 75 yards. Milwaukie 5 penalties for 42 yards. And that's only the penalties that were accepted. There was about 4 or 5, maybe 6 other penalties that were declined for various reasons in that first half. Turnovers, Milwaukie with 2 fumbles, no interceptions. McMinnville 1 interception and no fumbles. Total plays in the first half, Milwaukie with 36 plays, averaging 4 yards per play. McMinnville 25 plays, only 25 plays on offense, averaging almost 11 yards per play in that first half. Total yards in the first half, as I mentioned, 268 for McMinnville, 139 for Milwaukie. The average starting field position for each team in that first half Milwaukee was their own 17-yard line, really behind the 8 ball with that great kicking by Matthew Washburn. Put the ball in the end zone, I think 6 out of 7 times that he kicked the ball off. McMinnville average starting position, the 41-yard line. And when I mean the 41-yard line, I mean the 41-yard line of Milwaukee. They had great field position. Time of possession in the first half, just over 15 minutes for Milwaukee, just under 9 minutes for McMinnville. Look at some of the individual statistics. First for the home team, Nick Cooper started the first half, as I mentioned, 9 of 18, 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Juan Hernandez-Murray has 3 carries for 7 yards. Nick Cooper, 5 carries for -5 yards, been sacked twice. Corbin Amundsen carried the ball 6 times for 15 yards. Sean LaChapelle, 1 carry for -5. Ian Ward, 1 carry for 0 yards. Zane Garvey, 1 carry for 8 yards. And Joey Walker, 1 carry for 10 yards. Receiving the ball tonight for the Milwaukee Mustangs, Brady Thompson with 1 reception for 6 yards. Sean LaChapelle, 3 carries for 25 yards. Corby Amundsen, 2 receptions for 33 yards. Joey Walker, 2 receptions for 37 yards. All 37 of those yards coming on the touchdown pass from Nick Cooper. And Zane Garvey with 1 reception for 8 yards. On the other side of the ball, we've seen 2 quarterbacks in tonight for McMinnville. And, I'm having a little bit of difficulty here with my computer. What are we doing? Cole Justice, 3 pass attempts. He's 2 for 3, 35 yards. Kyron Hoskinson, 3 pass attempts. He's 2 for 3 for 40 yards. So great balance there from both quarterbacks for McMinnville. Kirby Hartzell has 137 yards on 9 carries, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 15 yards per play. Derek Fox has 4 carries for 18 yards and no touchdown. Preston Gintner has 4 carries for 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tony Johnson has 1 carry for 8. And Kyron Hoskinson was sacked 1 time for -1 yard. Receiving, Alex Eddy, 1 reception for 7 yards. Aiden Coburg, 2 receptions for 46 yards. And Tony Johnson has 1 reception for 22 yards. A lot of football being played tonight. This is opening night of football for high school football all across the state of Oregon. And we're going to bring you some live scores here if I pull them up on the computer. Some big first night games all across the board as we will look down. We seem to be having some problems with our scoring system. Oh, I'm not posting scores tonight, Brian. OSAA or Oregon Live is yet to post any scores that I can find.
I know. I could, geez. Interesting. It's a whole new world, huh?
It is. This is something that I'm not used to. Usually you can go to the home page and find a football.
Well, hey, I just struck out as well.
Did you? On what?
To get something to drink.
Oh, how long's the line?
Let's just say if you want something, you might have to go back during midway through the third quarter.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I appreciate that. Anyways, we got through the stats. I'll run down while you try and find scores.
All right, I can do that.
I will run through the drives, the drive recaps.
Let's do it.
So McMinnville took their first play and went, first time they had the football, the score, they went 2 plays, 47 yards. It was a 17-yard run by Kirby Herzl. When the kick was up, there was 6:35 to go in the first quarter, and it was 7-0 McMinnville. You're going to hear a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of turnovers by Milwaukee. They didn't score until very end of the first half. McMinnville took the ball again with 6:20 to go in the first quarter from their opponent's 15-yard line, went 2 plays, 15 yards. It was a 13-yard run this time by Preston Gittner. It was 14-0 after the kick was up and good, and that drive only took 15 seconds. Next time McMinnville had the ball, they went 47 yards on 2 plays. It was a 19-yard run by Kirby Herzl. Kick missed on that one, so not perfect kicking tonight. 20-0. On the ensuing drive, a fumble was recovered by a touchdown in the end zone by Gintner, and it was 27-0. McMinnville leading Milwaukie, and we still had 4 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the first quarter. McMinnville just did a great job of putting pressure all over the field. McMinnville, on their next possession in the first quarter, went 13 yards in 5 plays. After the turnover on downs on the fake punt deep in their own end zone. It was a 10-yard run by Preston Gittner, and the kick was good. It was 34-0. McMinnville took the ball again on their own 37-yard line, and this time they went 63 yards in 7 plays, more of a typical McMinnville type of drive. In 2:46, it was a 2-yard touchdown run by Derek Fox as he carried the ball the last 4 times on that drive to get the lead up to 41-0. McMinnville then took another drive, and they took 3 plays. They went 45 yards on a 45-yard touchdown run by Kirby Hartzell. The kick was missed again as the snap was wobbled, and they tried to throw it into the end zone for 2 points, but there was an offensive penalty, so the pass was incomplete. Finally, Milwaukie takes their last drive of the first half with 4:41 to go. They go 13 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. It was a 37-yard touchdown pass to Joey Walker from Nick Cooper, and that's where we stand at halftime, 47-7. McMinnville in total control of this football game from the get-go.
That's the way to go. I mean, that's exactly what you need to do. And Jeff, thank you so much. And you got to like what they're doing and how they're doing it. And you're right. The scores are hard to come by as we are trying to get you updated on that. And we will get you some eventually. I think that would be something that we can get. I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but we're still trying. So Jeff is going to call in some of his connections is what he's going to try right now. So fun to see that, and really fun to see the Grizzlies be successful, and we'll see where things are going on. I'm being a little preoccupied here because there's a great crowd here, and the Grizzly crowd has come over here to this side because the snack box is over here on the home side, and so I've been able to say hello to a few people. So hello as the Grizzly team comes back out on the field as well, and you can see them off to the right. I did see new principal Amy Fast. Dr. Fast is here, and she said she would come on and talk to us sometime this season. So can't wait to talk to her as she is off and running her first year at McMinnville High School principal. And also saw the Hartzels up here. Good to see them. And Kirby's putting on a show down on the field tonight, and I think this Grizzly defense has really done that as well. And so we said Jeff is trying to figure out how to get some scores out there because it looks like the places that usually do the scores have changed things up a little bit. But I think I do have one trick up my sleeve as I say that, and there's nothing there. Awesome. So we will try to get some out there for you when they come in, because they will start coming in very shortly, and we will see them throughout the night. And as I say that, looks like I may have got a couple here, and let's look. It's Lake Oswego 21, West Salem 14. That's probably one of the big games of the night, as Lake Oswego West and West Salem, two teams that are picked to be very, very big. Well, we can talk on the air when you get done, Jeff. So I think you got more things to do apparently. And so North Medford 21, McNary 6, and Newburgh 21, South Salem 9. So the Tigers up on the Saxons 21-9, and a little bit of a shocker. McKay is at West Albany, no score there. Liberty 22, Sprague 14, Silverton 48, Central nothing. Staten 14, North Marion 12. And we've got Amity 20, St. Mary's 19, Monroe 6, Sheridan nothing. Come on, Sheridan. And tomorrow, Salem Academy will be at Pleasant Hill taking on the Billies. So that is tomorrow. And so we have got scores for you. We'll keep those scores up and running. And yes, Jeff, that's exactly what I said when I did that. So here we go. Our halftime is just about over, and they are getting ready. Jeff is back here with us. He's doing some of his Twitter sense and getting that stuff going. Here's a look at our schedule for the rest of the season, as you got Roseburg next week, South Salem on the 20th, 27th, South Medford at home. We were at South Medford last year. Centennial back on the road on October 4th, and then Thursday night at Sherwood, then Glencoe, Newburgh at home, and then we finish off the regular season November 1st at Liberty. That is the look of our schedule as we get ready to come back to action here. And hello, Jeff.
Hi, Brian.
You did something that I wish I could have done.
You can go.
My car's way over there.
I know. Well, and then I tried to get us some, a beverage.
Yes.
Water, soda, and it's still about 18 people deep back there. So
wow.
We're gonna go sans without anything to drink.
Well, guess what? My
During
voice
the
will
game.
be
raspy.
Yeah.
You'll be like Pharrell on the bench.
And how many people remember him? I know I do. Here we go. Here's a kick to the up man, and just like that, Washburn grabs it and lays down on the 45-yard line. Great field position. And as Washburn runs into the official,
Yeah.
Nice little comical moment to start things off in the second half.
Well, you get the ball to start on great field position, the 45-yard line, and you just continue having great field position the entire night, Brian.
Now 2 seconds go off the clock there, and Jeff, if you're McMinnville, I think you're going to work on your running game.
I would expect to see a lot of running game.
As they come out here, and then they're going to go to the handoff and running through, and just breaking through is Edie, and Edie picks up 4 yards, it looks like. I'd be shocked, Jeff, if they go to the air at all. They just want to take this clock and just keep milking it, I think.
Yep, and look for them to do their little, take your time. Yeah, look at them coming up to the line of scrimmage now. You can really see the deliberateness there. Deliberateness. You like that word?
Yes.
Take your time.
I've used different words, but here is the pitch. Edie over on the far side going to break through, and he's going to spin his way and gets a good spot to a first down across the 45 as he gets into Mustang territory to the 44.
And he's not running with any sort of hesitation behind there. He's hitting the corner and going quick.
One thing I think the Grizzlies have shown tonight is they have some speed in the backfield.
Yes, they do.
And they've got some power, too, in Fox.
Yes, they do. And then they got some power up front. Some
big guys.
Now, we'll have to see how they're going to do against some of the other teams in the league that have some big fellas. But right now, they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Handoff, Edie's going to roll around the right side, and he's pushing his way and gets forward momentum inside the 40 to the 38. I think that's one thing that surprised me going down on the field is the size of this Grizzly team.
Yeah, they're bigger than I remember the last couple of years, Brian, and they can get behind those big fellas, keep them healthy. They can put up some yards, I think, and points, obviously.
Well, they've put up some points tonight. I think the one thing, Jeff, is really can they sustain this? Can they sustain these long drives? And this offensive line right now looking pretty good. Here's the pass now. Throws across the center. It is caught. Broken tackle and going forward. And it's going to be a first down inside the 30-yard line. That is Johnson. And Jeff, we talked about finding a receiver. Johnson's coming up big to start second half.
Well, that's nine yards on the play, Brian. And again, when things are going well, they're going well. I was surprised to see even a pass attempted here in the quarter. But nice job by Cole Justice.
As we're going to do a quick selfie as a request. And there we go. And we'll send that off. Best selfie ever, by the way. As they come up to the line of scrimmage. We got so much going on. Here's the handoff going to Fox. And Fox is going to weasel his way to the 30 or 26-yard line.
That was funny.
That's all I can come up with.
I got it.
That's all I can come up with.
I don't know if anybody else got it, but I got it. That was rather unique.
I do appreciate how you pointed it out, though. It helped everybody get it. So
everybody's like, "What did I miss?" Hit replay.
The scary thing is, Jeff, now you can.
You can. It's exactly right.
Here it is, second down now, and we're at 9:09 to go. Working on a 3-minute drive here, Jeff.
Yeah, well, by this time in the first quarter, McMinnville was up 21-0 after 3 minutes. So,
wow, you're right. How quickly you forget, I guess. Here we go, a little I formation, and we've got movement. I think see one of those linemen is. You've got 3 flags on the field.
Well, they gotta make sure everybody gets in on the play.
What's funny is the judge here, and he just kind of throws it up, and everyone else is doing it. It's going to go against Milwaukie.
Yep, it was offside, so I thought.
Yeah, you saw something I didn't. I just saw the guy for McMinnville, but it's not shocking. As we're down to 8:49 as the clock continues to roll. And here we go, 2nd down and 2. Time to work on that ground game. Johnson in motion. Handoff. Edie breaks through, and he's going to go to the right side, and he's still on his feet, powering his way down near the 15. And taking a big hit there was Hoskinson, as one of the linemen squirted through and went right for Hawkinson just as he let go of the ball and threw him way back. But first down, another first down for McMinnville.
3rd on this drive already, Brian. And you're just seeing McMinnville starting to take over at every aspect of the offense and really slowing it down. Look at the way, you remember last year and the years in past, they just get up there and get a tight bunch formation, and then you're going to run to the right side right here.
And you've got the big guys to do so, and you called that. Fox rolls around the right side, breaks 1 tackle, breaks a second one, gets inside the 10, and maybe down near the 8-yard line. And we're going to talk about the big block of the game, Jeff. We've got a couple names already to mention. Austin Upton right there doing a good job there on the left side of the line. And you look at Barnes, he's done a good job here tonight. Some of these guys, Jeff, they're guys who they look so much bigger this year.
I think they are.
Man.
That summer weight room program that McGirvin's got them on is paying dividends right now.
Here we go. 2nd and 2. ID gets it, rolls to the right, rolls to the inside. Going to be down near the 1-yard line. Nice run there. And really, Jeff, how can it not be when you got this line? Eddie's just opened up the path for him.
I'd love to be behind that line, Brian. Honestly.
You could get some yards there, too.
Yeah, and I got a bum hip and knee and a thing.
Other than that, you're sneaky quick.
Yeah, for a big fella, right?
You're sneaky quick.
I'm sneaky.
Here is Edie. I'm going to leave it right there. And Edie's going to get this here on the left side. He's going to roll to the left. Touchdown, Grizzlies.
Number 1, Alex Eddy.
And Grizzlies, Jeff, took 5 minutes, over 5, and almost, 5 minutes, 15 seconds off the, 13 seconds off the clock. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Milk the clock, get out of here. Do some good things, though, as well.
Very good things on that, Brian. A 9-play drive that took up 5:13 and only went 55 yards. So they did a good job of doing what they wanted to do right out of the gate, not giving Milwaukie any chance, Brian, in the game. Kick is up and good.
By Washburn, and that makes it 53-7.
Or 4. They were a little late.
54-7. We have to fight something every year, and this year was the poll. And they get it up there and change it now back to a 47-point lead. And I got to say, though, a beautiful night for football. I say it almost every year for the first 4 or 5 games, but it is a good one tonight. Getting a little chilly now. Some of us had to put their jacket on.
Well,
Some of us may have left their jacket at home. Or
no names mentioned.
Or left it at least in the car. I'm not sure if I have one. I think I do in the back.
Do you?
It won't matter after the end of the game.
Well, you'll be fine.
We'll have the heater, and I'll be heading over
it
to...
It creates character.
It does.
Got
lots of character.
Barbecues tonight?
I will be. I'll be down there helping clean up a little bit tonight, as they've got City of Pieces out of Salem playing right now. So if you're over in that area, head on down and tell them Brian sent you, and you can check out City of Pieces on the KLYC music stage tonight. And lots of good stuff going on from what I hear. I'm getting a lot of text from everybody and some pictures from people, as here is the kick, and it's going to go into the end zone once again by Washburn, and it will be Milwaukee ball, as they are saying, you know what? Roll
running
that clock.
Totally forgot about that.
47-point lead in the second half.
45 is the cut.
In the second half. So I don't think you do it in the first half.
Nope.
Would have been there, though. And so they are rolling that clock. And I got to tell you, Jeff, it's been a long time since we've been on this side of a rolling clock.
Yeah, it's usually been the team we root for. Well, objectively describe the action for. Is that what I'm supposed to say as a
Yes.
member of the media?
I'll say
We're homers. Let's just be real. Let's call a spade, okay?
most of us are, aren't we? All right, here is the handoff, and it's going to be rolling to the right side. Breaks across the 25, the 30.
Nice run.
Still on his feet, 35, and Asburn. Amundsen does a good job of just keep running through and powering, and gets a big gain. Nice to see that for the Milwaukee Mustangs.
Really, really nice run by Amundsen. Longest run of the night for Milwaukee, and man, you could tell he had something he wanted to prove right there, Brian. I'm still in this game, and I'm going to do my best to help my team get some points up on the board, and we're not just going to go down without a fight.
One thing you mentioned, Grizzlies didn't bring a lot of guys there tonight, and so they've got to play a lot of their starters.
Yeah. And you might see some defensive backs that are backups playing defensive line soon.
Just to mix it up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's like Milwaukee's even slowing things down a little bit.
Really, really good to see, though, these young guys in, as half the McMinnville defensive front is offsides.
One official is thinking, are we going to make sure we call that? They are going to call it against McMinnville. I want to thank our sponsors once again, Les Schwab of McMinnville. Thank you for being a sponsor here at YamHillToday.com. Also, the 200 Club, thank you for being a big sponsor and helping us out this season. Fastenal over in McMinnville, thank you. And Willamette Valley Medical Center, also Willamette Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Macy and Son, and then also Bethany Albaum over at Edward Jones. When you talk to him, tell him you saw us here on YamHillToday.com. Wow. Here is a double handoff, going to go. It's going to break one tackle. Still on his feet, across the 40 into Grizzly territory, and a nice run down to the 37, Joey Walker.
Number 7, Joey Walker on the carry.
I'll tell you what, Brian, what an insane block by Milwaukee's number 76, Ulysses Aguilar Soto, 6 foot 295. He caved in that right side of the offensive line, the left side of the defense for McMinnville, enabled that run. That was an impressive block right there for 23 yards by Joey Walker.
Here is the handoff to the first back and going nowhere. Good stop there by McMinnville. And really a brick wall is the Amundsen that ran into that. Hard to tell because his jersey is wrapped up in his front.
Yeah.
It was. As Amundsen got it, and he ran into Bauman and was taken down immediately. You're not getting through some of those guys there on the line, Bauman being one of them. Jeff, he comes in, Jarrett Bauman, 6'7", 280.
He's a big fella. Big fella. I wonder if he plays basketball.
Play whatever he wants, I think, as far as I'm concerned. We're down to 2:43 and counting here in the third quarter. Cooper's going to keep it, going to roll around the left side. Looking,
Guess
he's
who?
going to be Bauman. He fakes him out, but Bauman's still eyeing him. And then he gets pushed in from behind a clip, and they are going to throw the penalty right in front of the official.
Yeah, that was not smart. But what pressure in the backfield? You just mentioned his name, and hey, I can hear you. I'm gonna take this and get in the backfield. That was great presence in the backfield, but a block in the back. Yeah.
And really, Bauman, he showed some speed there, Jeff, and showed some quickness, knowing where Cooper's probably going to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if he guessed right or his speed helped him get there. I think a little bit of both, and really had a chance to get on him if he wasn't pushed in the back.
And that's going to take the ball clear onto the other side of the midfield stripe, down to back to the Milwaukie 47-yard line. Big penalty right there. Stalls a drive.
1:43 to go in the third quarter. We're on a running clock. It is 54-7. All Grizzlies here tonight at Milwaukie High School, actually the junior high, and it's intercepted. Intercepted once again there by Eddie, and he goes here on the near side, and he's going to be taken down. Let's see where they mark it, inside the 30-yard line, and a great interception. He has got a nose for the ball, as there's a flag back at the 35 after the interception.
Yep, and you could see that one coming too, couldn't you, Brian?
Yeah.
He was zeroed in on that play and right down the middle, and made the interception. First pass of the half for Nick Cooper turns into a turnover for McMinnville. Penalty's going to move the ball back. Looks like 10 yards, must have been a hold or something on McMinnville. And again, that's one thing that Ryan McGurven is not going to be happy with tonight, is the number of turnovers that have happened.
Right. They've caused the problem.
Yes, they have been a big cause of the problem. But that's something you can work on. That is something that you can work on.
Wind still around. Look at the flag, though, over there. It's not really doing much. Down to 16 seconds. Under center, handoff. And Eddie goes forward for a couple. It's going to bring actually more than a couple, almost 3.5, 4 yards to the 41-yard line, and that'll end the third quarter of play. After 3, it is McMinnville in the lead by a score of 54-7. And Jeff, a weird third quarter, mainly because you're in a running clock, but a lot of good things, and it's nice to see the defense step up once again.
Right, and they did a great job. That's the third turnover they've gotten tonight. Of course, first pass from McMinnville was an interception tonight too, but they have been able to take everything that Milwaukee's given them and turn them into positives tonight, Brian, with the exception of the turnovers. No punts tonight either for McMinnville. That's something pretty cool.
We have not seen that
Not in a long time.
I'm trying to think, when was the last time we've talked about it, and then it changes.
Right.
But we have not seen that. So we are going to start the fourth quarter of play here. McMinnville leads 54-7. Reminder, next week we will be on the road. Jason Haskell and myself will be there. Jeff going to get a well-deserved week off. I have to poke fun at it because it's Jeff. And so Jeff will not be with us, but he will be with us in spirit. And
yes.
We'll bring you all the action, and Jason will be there with the camera work. And it's going to be against Roseburg. It'll be nice to see how the Grizzlies go against a Roseburg team. And then next week for Milwaukie, they'll be here against Putnam. Here's a handoff to a new running back, And that's Fernando Martinez, the senior. He's going to roll around the left side. Maybe a short game.
Maybe.
And the Grizzlies, once again, Jeff, they are just going to go as slow as they can. Just milk some time off the clock.
Well, that's, the game was over a long time ago, and that's good sportsmanship right there. Martinez gets maybe a half a yard on that play.
Third down, and let's call it about 5. And Martinez is going to roll around the right. He's going to hand off to the left, to the right. He's going to go across the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, Martinez. And look at the sidelines of the Grizzlies. They are getting after it over there. They are pumped up for the senior. And guessing Fernando doesn't carry the ball very much. He's 6 foot, 260 pounds, and the big guy gets the touchdown.
Wow, that was impressive.
How many yards was that?
For him? That was a 40. That was a 40-yard run.
Nice.
In about 7.3. Faster than me. Quite sure what. No, don't stop the clock. Keep it going. There you go.
There we go.
It doesn't matter.
I need to.
They called a timeout.
Timeout, Mustangs.
You saw something they didn't like.
Like 9 guys on the field.
Well, the cool thing about the timeout is, they're going to stop the clock.
They do clock it on a timeout. So.
Well, they didn't for about 20 seconds.
Well, that's okay. I don't see anybody here complaining.
Not at all. As the Grizzlies now are going to go over to the sideline and talk about it. I think this gives a little bit more time, though, for Fernando Martinez to bask in his glory on that great run there.
Why not bask, man?
Jeff, we've got the Fastenal big block of the game, and we've got some guys on the list.
We do. I'm going to give it my vote. My vote is to right there. You see that?
I'm up there too. We can do it in a few minutes, or we can do it now. Whatever you say.
Whatever. Let's give it a couple more. Look, you never know. You get some young guys out there. They might want to come in and show up the big fellas. We're going to give it to do we call them the Hogs? Is that disrespectful?
No, that's a sign of affection.
Okay. Looks like McMinnville's going to. Are they going to go for 2? No. Okay.
You got Washburn. Washburn's got to get his 7th or 8th. What is it? 8th?
Something
ninth?
like that. Yeah.
Be 9th. There are 9 touchdowns.
Here's
the snap.
Well.
Once again, a bad snap. And just falling on the ball there is Hoskinson. He's like, let's just eat it. We're going to call it good. And not a bad play here. So with 10-10 left to go in the ball game, it is 60-7. Haven't seen that in a long time, Jeff. Good to see, though.
It is good to see.
Just a reminder, we will be on the road. We'll bring you all the action, and that'll be brought to you here on yamhilltoday.com and also KLYC Radio. Jason Haskell is actually commenting now and contacting me, just confirming next week. He's all excited. He's sitting there at home watching this game. And he's like, all right, what time are we leaving? He's getting pumped up for next week already.
Well, he's got, some shoes to fill. I didn't say big. I didn't say big. He's just got some shoes to fill.
Well,
he does know the day, right?
We had a little
Friday.
We had a little issue with our
Friday
draft.
the 13th, right? Friday the 13th. Okay? I just want to make sure. Friday the 13th, Jason. I will be gone.
He just texted me, by the way. Wanted to make sure the weekend was right.
Yeah, exactly. It's next weekend, Jason. A week from today.
Mr. Haskell. Here's the kickoff, and it's taking about the 15 and 20, and then down to the 30-yard line. The run back there by Hernandez Murray, and that's where Milwaukie will take control with 9:32 and counting on the clock, and here comes Nick Cooper. As much as Nick Cooper has struggled here tonight, Jeff, he has got some skills.
He does. He just needs some other guys around him. An offensive line that's a little more consistent. Some guys that can make some catches. He's thrown some balls that have been dropped by his wide receivers, quite frankly. And, that's just young team. How many freshmen and sophomores did we see?
There's a lot.
There was 3 juniors on this whole team, and not very many seniors.
Here is the handoff, a little misdirection, rolling around the right, and still on his feet, going to get about 5 yards. There is Hernandez Murray, and a nice run.
Number 1, Hernandez Murray on the carry.
Up to the 35-yard line. So pickup of 6. It's going to be 13 yards on 4 carries for Juan Hernandez Murray.
Wind still not a huge factor, but it is a factor here as the Mustangs come up to the line. Second down and 4. Here is Amundsen. He's going to break through, going to get a first down and more as he gets across the 40-yard line to the 43, and he is going to get a first down. And just kind of looking at Cooper Erickson, who kind of limps back to the line of scrimmage. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He stubbed his toe. He's kind of looking up there into the sky. And you don't want to get any injuries here, Jeff. You want to get out of here injury-free.
Yes, you do.
Down to 7:45 and counting. Here's the snap. Fake. Cooper's now the up back. A little misdirection. Going to go through and breaking tackles and going to get a first down.
That's Joey Walker there on the run, Brian. And he's been their big inside back on the reverse. Well, it's not really reverse. It's what you see out of a wing T.
Right. Cade Weeks with the stop. And that's been successful for them, Jeff. They're mixing it up against this Grizzly team because they're expecting one thing. And the little misdirection wing T is done well.
Well, and you get a lot of young guys out there, or all young guys out there for McMinnville on defense, and they're just happy to be out there and maybe not staying in their lanes or assignment positions as well as you would expect from the starters.
Cooper is going to hand it off, and it's going to go right here, and it's going to be a gain of about 6 yards.
That was a dangerous tackle.
It was Jason Jarvis.
Nothing malicious. It was just the way he tackled him. He brought him down funny and looked like the knee was twisting a little bit. But thankfully, Amundsen up and back to the huddle just fine.
You definitely want to try to get out of here without any injuries. Both sides of the ball. And that can be a challenge sometimes in these blowouts.
Yeah.
Here we go. Second down and 4. Look for Cooper to maybe do some misdirection. Now he's going to roll over to the right. And he's looking, and look downfield. Has a little bit of time. Going to come back now. Throws across the center of the field. It is caught. First down and more inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. And that is, it was Walker.
Yep.
Walker with the reception for the Mustangs.
That's his 3rd reception tonight, Brian. He's got 49 total yards.
Kind of surprising me a little bit.
Yeah, and he's the one that caught the 37-yard touchdown pass. So.
Okay. A little less surprising then.
Well, yeah.
5:41. We have time to ponder it, don't we?
We do. We got some time. It's running clock. You take your time.
Hand it off. Amundsen.
Nice
and he
play.
is going to be taken down.
Now see, there's somebody right there that could go for the fast and all big block of the game right up the middle.
He could.
But he probably won't.
No, because we've had some guys doing action. That was a big hit.
Yeah.
But the big blocks, a little something different. In number 32, we get our first no-name of the, well, actually our second of the night. Actually our first true one, though.
Yeah.
For McMinnville, number 32, no-name.
Well, if anybody knows who 32 is for McMinnville, send us a tweet. Send Brian something, online, anything.
That's right. Here is the little misdirection, handoff, and going to the right side, Joey Walker again.
Joey Walker, that's going to put him near 100 all-purpose yards tonight. They've marked out at the 27, so that gives him 3 all-purpose yards of 96 right now, Brian.
We do have to get one more commercial in here tonight, so we will probably do that right at the very end of the ball game. So we'll get those in. I want to thank you for tuning here to YamHillToday.com. And here is the pitch to Amundsen. He's going to roll across the center, and he's going to be stood up, and then
nice effort.
Fights his way forward some more. Going to be near the first down marker, and they're going to give him the first down as he gets to the 18-yard line.
Really nice run by Amundsen. He got hit several times, about 3 yards short of the line to gain, and just kept those legs pumping, arms pumping, and spinning. Falls forward and gets that first down.
Cooper, shotgun formation. 2 receivers here on the near side, 1 on the far side. He's going to look and then look to the left, now look to the right, throws across the center, has a receiver. It is caught. That's going to be Walker again. Breaks 1 tackle, fights his way near the goal line, still fighting down to the 3-yard line. Keeps up, and it's going to be another first down.
Yep.
For the Mustangs. And a nice job there at Walker. He's the go-to receiver.
Yep, and that puts him over 100 yards. Total offense tonight, Brian, his 4th reception for 64 yards. He's got 47 on the ground. 111 all-purpose yards tonight for Mr. Walker. He's done a good job, especially when Nick Cooper has found him passing.
All right, after this play, Jeff, we will get in the Fastenal big block of the game. Here is the handoff. Amundsen's going to roll around the left into the end zone. Touchdown. Amundsen with the score to make it 60-13.
Number 36, Corbin Amundsen, in for the score.
Well, Jeff, you've got some kids out there who are playing in some different positions for McMinnville.
Yep.
Not a lot, but some definitely.
They're the youngsters too, Brian. And it's good to see Amundsen, put in a good night's work. Only 53 yards, Brian, on 13 carries. Just averaged about 4 yards a carry and able to get a touchdown as Milwaukee's got trouble getting players on the field. Out comes Mr. Everything, Joey Walker. Well, heck, let's put him in to be the right tackle right now, Brian, as he comes up to the offensive line of scrimmage, and there he is.
Here is the kick, and the kick is up, and the kick is good by Zane Garvey, and that makes it 60-14. And it's nice to see Milwaukee end on a good note there, Jeff, because it has been a tough game for them.
It has been a very tough game for them, Brian. And, I'm sure they're going to be happy to get some points out of it, but it's kind of going to be a hollow victory when it's all said and done. If they get the 7 there and 7 in the second quarter, but 60-14 is not going to look good on the final scorecard when it's all said and done.
It is not. Just a reminder, once we get into the post-game show, we will give you some scores from around the state as we keep updating them. And, Jeff, time for our Fastenal big block of the game.
Whoops. Oh, that was good coaching by McGurvin, actually. I like that because now it's going to take another 15, 20 seconds to get your teams flipped. It's not going to help the time of possession, though, because the ball is still technically with Milwaukee.
It's a weird thing. So, Jeff, let's do it.
Fastenal, big hit of the game. Biggest guy on the field for McMinnville tonight. He had some tremendous blocks on the offensive side of the football. Jarrett Bowman, 6'7", 280. Fastenal, big hit of the game. Sprung a couple plays by running back Kirby Hartzell, including a 45-yard touchdown run. Congratulations, Mr. Bowman. You are the big blocker of the game.
All righty, thank you. Fastenal big block of the game, and that should be the final play of the ball game, as it's just a squib kick into the ground. Grizzlies fall on top of it. We're down to 3 seconds. 2, 1, and the game is over. And the Grizzlies, Jeff, looked really, really good at points here tonight, but not perfect.
Yeah, not perfect at all, Brian. Way too many penalties, but taking advantage of all the turnovers. 4 turnovers tonight for Milwaukee, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles. and McMinnville able to pounce on all of those and really put the game away early in the first 4 minutes of the game. This game was, for all intents and purposes, over with. And McGirvin's got some things that he's going to want to work with his guys on, but you got that first game out. Jitters are done. Competition is going to step up a little bit next week, and we'll see where things go as McMinnville will be home on the road again in Roseburg.
That's right, and we will bring you that game right here on AM 1260 KLYC McMinnville. Also, we'll bring you that game on yamhilltoday.com, so you can catch it live, and it'll be fun to go down there. I'll be taking the trip with one Jason Haskell.
Next Friday night.
Next Friday
night, Jason, Friday night.
Yes,
next week,
yes.
Next Friday
Yes.
night, September 13th.
Jason,
trying to help Jason.
Jason gets it. He's good, I hope. So it'll be a fun trip, and it'll be fun to see.
Or it's a quiet drive.
It might be both. Either way. And so it'll be fun to see next week how the Grizzlies come off a big victory here tonight and then go in and take on a good Roseburg team.
A Roseburg team that has a pedigree. I know they've been down the last couple of years, but since Thurman Bell left. But it'll be interesting to see how McMinnville for the second week in a row goes on a long trip, 3-hour probably drive or so down there on a bus on Friday afternoon into what can be a hostile environment down in Roseburg, and see if they can do what they did tonight. And they're going to have to do some things better next week for sure. But capitalizing on turnovers tonight and just dominating from the get-go, got to be something Ryan McGirvin's happy about.
I totally agree. I really do. So let's go ahead and take our final timeout here as we'll do that and come back with some stats and our final comments here on AM 1260 KLYC and yamhilltoday.com. We'll be back after this 50-second timeout.
Willamette Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. From weekend warrior to the elite athlete, we'll get you back into the game. You can contact them at 503-435-4520. Willamette Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Transitions in life. Sometimes it's difficult. One of the biggest transitions is when a loved one leaves us. Macy & Son is there for you, a trusted friend for 5 generations in Yamhill County. At that time, you will have lots of questions, and you need someone to walk with you every step of the way. Burial or cremation, and a myriad of options. Let Macy & Son walk that journey with you. Macy & Son McMinnville, 5 generations helping with funeral and family needs.
As we come back here, Brian Erickson along with Jeff Ivey. And Jeff, let's go ahead while coaches are talking to their team down there. Throw us some final stats.
Well, the final score, 60-14. McMinnville just all over Milwaukie tonight. 278 yards rushing on 30 carries for McMinnville. Averaged just under 10 yards a carry. 5 of 7 passing for 84 yards tonight. Total yards, 362 for McMinnville, 247 for Milwaukie. 9 penalties, and that's what's probably going to drive Coach Ryan McGirvin the most thought-provoking of the night. 9 penalties for 90 yards. Only 1 turnover for McMinnville, 4 for Milwaukie. Total plays, 37 on offense for McMinnville. They scored 60 points. They scored almost 2 points a play, Brian, tonight, if you average that out. Milwaukie, 14 points on 51 plays. McMinnville averaged 9.8 yards per play. Time of possession, 31 minutes for Milwaukie. A lot of that came in the second half when it was running clock. 17 minutes for McMinnville tonight on time of possession. Individual statistics, well, Kirby Herzl, 137 yards, led the way. 3 touchdowns on 9 carries tonight. We got Derek Fox with 6 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. Preston Gittner, 4 carries, 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alex Eady had 6 carries, 41 yards and a touchdown. And Fernando Martinez, the big fella, getting in late in the game with a 40-yard touchdown run. First of his career that we know of on the varsity level. Receiving tonight, Aiden Corbin, Tony Johnson, and Alex Eady each had a couple receptions. 46 yards for Corbin. Johnson had 31 yards, and Eady had 7. On the other side of the ball, a lot of these stats were inflated by a couple late drives tonight. Corbin Amundsen had 13 carries for 55 yards and 1 touchdown. My player of the game for Milwaukee tonight, Joey Walker, he had 64 yards and a touchdown through the air and 47 yards on the ground for a total of 111 all-purpose yards in this game. And just a night where Milwaukee was overmatched. When I was watching them warm up, I thought they, were going to give McMinnville a pretty good test, and you'd learn a lot from McMinnville. I don't think Ryan McGurvan's going to learn as much as he hoped to tonight about his team, other than the fact that they were able to capitalize on some situations, and we got to work on our penalties, because those two things are going to kill you once you step up in classification next week against the 6A Roseburg.
Right. Well, good things, bad things, best things about the score, 1-0.
Yeah.
You go next week, and now you have a tougher team that will be interesting to see how they come out and respond.
Exactly, and they're gonna respond well. That's my guess, Brian.
All right.
They're gonna do good. They're gonna come back, and they're gonna learn some things this week. They're gonna have some good practices, and then they're gonna go on that long bus ride down to Roseburg, and they're gonna come home with a victory. That's my prediction right here, right now.
All righty. We will hold you to it. Next week at Roseburg, we'll bring you all the action live here on AM 1260 and also gamhilltoday.com. Jeff, let's run through some final scores. Lake Oswego 42, West Salem 21, North Medford 38, McNary 6, Liberty 49. Wow. Yeah, I know, it's a big one.
That surprises me there.
Liberty 49, Sprague 14.
That doesn't surprise me.
Newburgh 42, South Salem 16.
That doesn't surprise me.
A little surprising.
Okay.
A little bit. Let's see. We've got Silverton over Central 50-0. North Marion beating Staten 31-27. You've got St. Mary's 32, Amity 28. Ugh. Santiam Christian 18, Dayton nothing. Ugh. Monroe 6, Sheridan nothing. Ugh. And that's all we've got here for tonight. So our final score here is 60-14, McMinnville with the victory. So that's all from Milwaukie, Milwaukie High School, but Alder Creek Middle School. Brian Erickson along with Jeff Ivey. We want to thank our sponsors.
Yes, sir.
Fastenal, of course, the big block of the game, and that, of course, was Bauman this year. Les Schwab. Thank you, McMinnville Les Schwab. Also, Willamette Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Thank you. Also, Willamette Valley Medical Center. We thank them as well. And Bethany Abel over at Edward Jones. Thank you, Bethany. Macy and Son, thank you so much for all you do to bring sports here to the area, and also yamhilltoday.com. I want to thank Wes Simpkins back at KOIC Command Central. And Jeff, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's great to be back for another fun football season. I'll be wishing you well next week, and then I'll join you for the remainder of the season the week after.
And good vibes, because we come home with a victory, go 2-0.
Yeah.
It's nice to get started 1-0, though. Very, very,
it is.
Very nice. Thank you so much. As we get ready to head on out of here, we'll see you next week. 6:50 is the pregame show. 7 o'clock is kickoff from Roseburg. I'm Brian Erickson saying good night as McMinnville victorious tonight, 60-14 over Milwaukie. Good night, everybody.